Well, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Good to see you guys again. Oh, did I have a weekend? Did I have a weekend? How was yours? How was your guys? Probably not as cool and awesome as mine, but like, not that bad, right? Oh, you gotta love the pitties, baby. The pit viper. I can't put them on my hat. It's way too awkward when I do it with headphones on. But not bad. I lost my aviators, my classic aviators. They were gone over the weekend. I wore them one night. I was gonna wear them. We'll get to all that. I was gonna wear them to one of the clubs I was going to, and suddenly they were just gone. Someone really needed those Boom glasses. Those are gonna be valuable one day. Oh my God! I am Shark Attack has resub for 3 months. Logan called you out for your club attire. Yeah, as he should. As he should have. He didn't see my second club attire, but he saw my first. We'll get to all that. Speaking of your attire, what do you mean? You mean right now? This is normal. This is all normal. But that was kind of the problem. But again, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. I wore a Hawaiian shirt every day. That's my thing. That's my brand. I did wear it one day when we went out, like after all of TwitchCon. That was the one day I wore a flannel. But like this is my iconic look on stream. I don't actually do this every day. I do dress normal off stream, but I was gonna meet a bunch of like streamer people, so I was like I gotta be in my streamer fit. Before you tear me a new one, you have nothing to tear me a new one about. You don't know what you're talking about. Boom said for TwitchCon Hawaii. When? When's that happening? It would have been a better place than Vegas, I'll tell you that much. I did do that. I did wear a Hawaiian shirt and Cyberpunk shirt. I made a point to wear my Cyberpunk shirt. I made a point to wear the Cyberpunk shirt. And someone actually complimented me. Well, actually, that's not true. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this music. Let's pause the music because the music's gonna be in the VOD. And we'll put on some non-VOD music for a moment. We'll still make it hype music though. We'll make it still that hype music. What is this? Studiopolis? Yeah. You fucking piece of shit. Shut up. Yoink! Okay. Oh, that's too loud. That's better. That's better. All right. What was I saying? Someone complimented me on my on my Cyberpunk shirt. But this was on the way back. So when I was coming back, I was in Boston Logan Airport, and I was just walking around doing my thing, and then a guy walks up directly in front of me. He has like a keychain on. Like I think he worked somewhere at the airport or for one of the airlines, and he just walks up to me, looks at me like dead in the eyes, and just points at me. And like the first thought that crossed my head was like, "Oh fuck, am I in trouble? Like am I getting like am I in trouble in the airport? Because that's really bad. If so, that's really bad." But no, he just walks over me and he points to me, and I like my second thought was I'm like, does this guy recognize me? And so I gave him like an awkward thumbs up, and then he just gives me a thumbs up and then walks away. And as he was walking away, I realized he was pointing at my shirt, that he liked my shirt. That was you, sorry, really, Katu, really? No, because I'm almost certain he did not recognize me. He just liked my shirt. He just knew what the shirt was and liked it. But guys, here's a little tip. Here's a little. I know we're all on Twitch, right? We're not the most socially adapted people in the world. Trust me. After this trip, I know. But if you like someone's shirt, all right, if you like something someone's wearing, do not walk up to them, wordlessly point at it, and then give it a thumbs up and then walk away again without saying a word. Don't do that. That's just not what you should do. You should say, "Hey man, I like your shirt." And I would have said, "Thank you, man. I really like it too." I'm excellent in social situations. For some reason I don't believe that. Classic Boston. Is that a Boston thing? You'd think Boston people would be more vocal about it. Ugh. But yeah, I had a 6-hour layover at the Boston airport, but that was at the end of the trip. I'll talk about that too. Any noted emotes? What are these? Noted, you say? You guys are always like, how do we not have this emote? I give you guys the opportunity to tell me about emotes. You know I don't know emotes. You know I don't know a lot of emotes. And don't we have noted? We do. Okay, yeah, you're just wrong. Wait, you're just wrong. We do. You don't add half the ones we suggest. That's because you suggest two, and they're either cummies or when the butt plug slips out. Let me pull up stream real quick. Just make sure we're running smooth here, and we seem to be all connected to internet. Damn, it's hot in my room, which is crazy. I need to fucking turn on my AC. Isn't that insane? I have to turn on my goddamn AC right now. Oh, is this on? No, my heater's not even on. Oh. Can you add the idiot emote? I don't... Do I want to add the idiot emote? I don't think I do. Oh, noted emote is anime. It's not a cat, guys. Sorry. Just can't do it. Maybe there's XDD. Hold on. There's XDD noted. Or notes. That's an okay one. Death noted. That's kind of funny. You know, for freaking nerds. Yeah, no cat ones. Sorry, guys. Not gonna happen. XDD is a rat, not a cat. It looks enough like a cat for it to be fine. And also, I think you're wrong. I also just think that's a cat. Unless they squish the rat's face. Noted cats? Why aren't you a little problem solver? That's cat notes, though. It's not really noted. Yeah, we'll use this one, I guess. That works. A little cutesy for my taste, but not too bad. You add the idiot emotes. Let's take a look. Doesn't even have a Discord for emote requests. Maybe one day I will. But we've had emote night before. Every day I come on stream and someone's like, "You don't have the cat helicopter emote, the emote where helicopters are flying the cats and not the other way around." And I'm like, "How am I supposed to know that? I don't know that." You hate the XDD? It's a cat. You're gonna have to get used to him. Idiot. Oh no. Oh. What? Why? What? Why? Why is this emote called idiot? Why is it called idiot? This is just a nice little cat. He's not doing anything. He does look like an idiot, though. I'd probably stomp that little idiot. Am I right, fellas? Hey, cheers. Dog with a broken heart is better. The dog with a broken heart is pretty funny, but and we'll add this one too if it ever fucking loads. Logan is getting on no piss tonight. That's okay. I almost wish you hadn't has said that, because now I did plan on going on No Pixel tonight, but now it's going to seem like I'm doing it because Logan's on, and I was not. I was gonna go gamble all our money away. I wanted to gamble more. That's why I'm going on No Pixel. Is he actually? I don't believe you. I'll rename it Galleon. No, rename it Galleon. That's actually a pretty good one. You know what? How do I rename things? This is so unrelated to anything happening in Vegas. I'll tell you that much. I will not be bullied by emotes in this chat too. You are far too gone. I feel like there's a better emote than this one though, for that. Cause what does this emote signify for Galleon? Get me on No Pixel. Sky, you gotta hop on No Pixel, man. Oh, Sky, and oh man, we had some fun in Vegas, didn't we, buddy? Oh, we had our fun in Vegas, didn't we? I mean. I can't tell too much, you know? I can't tell too much. Ooh. Skyen is a king. You are so right, Shark. No horny emote. That's a good one. That is what we should be using. Um, but dude, apply, man. You should absolutely apply. Um, it shouldn't take too long. I assume applications are still open. Let me check if applications are open. But I was genuinely gonna play No Pixel or React today. I haven't decided which. If Logan's getting on No Pixel. Oh yeah, I can't chat on my phone. That's like a weird bug going on. Um, if Logan's genuinely getting on, then maybe I do. But then again, I would just have to like happen upon Logan. Because, I can't be like, oh, Logan, meet me here. Like, meet me at the casino, buddy. Like, I can't do that. Because that's not RP. Because my character doesn't know Logan unless we establish that we knew each other before. Which we haven't. Can you send me a link to it? I definitely should apply. I will as soon as I find it. I haven't applied in years. So... Uh... I'll do it after stream. I got you after stream, definitely. Because I have no idea where it is. But man, let's start off with the stories, huh? Let's get down to the stories. We're gonna send away Mr. Pumpkin and Mr. Skeleton. We're gonna send him away, and we're gonna opt for a little bit more chill music now, a little bit more chill. It's still not gonna be in the VOD, but that's okay. Because I want to, maybe I make a little, maybe a few shorts about it. Who knows? Who knows? What's a chill song we can play? 10 hours of Yoshi's Island song? After the Sarah V ad? That might get annoying. This is a pretty good one. We might do this one, actually. I like this one. You don't have the story time emote, dude? You don't have story time? Maybe later. Random pipe falling sound effect. I could do that in the background. But actually, no, that would... but that could also ruin a bit. If I'm like in the middle of a funny bit and then a pipe falls in the middle of it, I can't make a short out of that. But you know what? We'll do it. 10 hours pipe falling. That's got to be louder. That's got to be louder. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll do that. Let me check the volume for everything for un momento. Logan replied to my tweet. I am a pioneer, truly. Truly I am. Recapping Vegas stories. I don't think anyone's done it before, as a matter of fact. Have you guys seen anyone do it yet? I mean, I haven't. I don't know why no one's thought of this crazy content idea. Random pipe jump scare. I would have put like random like Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare noise. But actually that wouldn't work if I was playing FNAF for real. Now I'm nervous. Can I see? No, I can't. Like usually on a YouTube video, you'll see like where it's like most skipped to, but I can't see it. Okay, but all right, fellas. Las Vegas. For those of you who don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't, but I went to sunny Las Vegas for an event known as TwitchCon. That's my badge right there. So I got a ticket for only one day. This song's actually a little bit distracting. I'm not gonna lie. This song is a little distracting. We need maybe a different one, or I just make it quieter. This is a good one, actually. It's 1 hour. Ooh. Oh, this is perfect, yeah. I'm also going to do this. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, yeah, no, this is perfect. Yeah, actually, awesome. Perfect song, guys. Perfect song. How's my internet? Actually, okay. I don't know if you were here when I explained it, Shark, but I do have a cord that leads to an extender now. So it's still technically Wi-Fi, but since my extender is so close to since that was really close one. Since my internet is so close to my Wi-Fi box is so close to the extender, it's better now. We're doing better. Supposedly, hopefully. We're not gonna be cutting out on streams or nothing. Uh, so Las Vegas, right? This is the first time I've been to Las Vegas. I've always wanted to go because if you don't know, my favorite NHL team, which is my favorite sport, is from Las Vegas. And they also just won the Stanley Cup, and they're 7-0 right now. Just saying, if you're looking for a new team to root for in the NHL, they might be the ones. But I only got a ticket for one. What's the NHL? Oh no. The problem is, I'm pretty sure you mean that genuinely. No one has ever watched the NHL. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm letting it slide. I'm letting it slide just for today, because we have better things to talk about. But I only got one ticket for TwitchCon because I've heard multiple times from multiple people that the fun part of TwitchCon is not TwitchCon. TwitchCon's cool and all, but the cool part is doing the other things around TwitchCon, hanging out with people, going to like TwitchCon parties and such. That is the cool part of TwitchCon. All the drugs, yes, absolutely all the drugs and sex that streamers do all the time. We're just live like rock stars basically. Just throwing money all over the place. That one's kind of true, actually. Just a bunch of figure skaters. Oh, you guys are upsetting me right now. You guys are upsetting me right now. Even you, Shark. I can't believe you'd say that. You met that, my boy Willie? Well, yes, indeed, I did. So, when I first get to Las Vegas, it is 9 o'clock. It is very late on a Friday. People have been here since Thursday. A bunch of people went out Thursday. And now people were getting ready to go out that Friday night. I hate this pipe. I don't like this pipe at all. Oh my, I do not like this pipe. But it's making me lose my train of thought because I have fucking ADHD when I stream for some reason. Get to Las Vegas, it's 9 o'clock, and I go to our hotel known as the Luxor. Now, I don't know if you know about the Luxor. It's one of the main hotels in Las Vegas. It's right on the Strip, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's on the Strip. And it looks... Hold on, let me pop open my slideshow and turn that away. Whoopsie. Go back. And it looks like this. This is the Luxor. It is a great big pyramid... great big black pyramid themed around Egypt, obviously. I did not know that this... You can't see it behind me. There's a big sphinx there. Fuck this pipe. There's a big sphinx there. And I did not know that until right now. I would have went to see the sphinx. How did I not notice that? Okay, whatever. Anyways... Why do we not just put that sad cat face onto the apple? Isn't that what's on the apple? Isn't that what is on? It's like very similar to what's on the apple. I know in separate emotes it's called sad apple cat. It's very close. Maybe we'll do that one day. But fellas, you know, if you know a thing or two about me, right, is that I've been playing a certain game recently. I don't know if I've told you guys, but I've been playing a certain game recently. A little known game known as Cyberpunk 2077. You guys heard of that one? I know it's a bit niche, you know. Cyberpunk. It's a pretty cool game. But a DLC came out for Cyberpunk very recently, known as Phantom Liberty, starring Idris Elba, which I actually just finished last night. I got the best ending because fucking of course I did. The only ending to anything in Cyberpunk that is not like completely depressing, but still sort of depressing. But I bring this up. I do not bring this up for no reason, fellas. How do I not have blabbering? We'll fix that later. There's a place in Cyberpunk that I'm forgetting the name of. Hold on. What is this place called? Hold on. Oh, it's heavy, heavy. Okay. The Heavy Hearts Club in Cyberpunk. Thank you, Pipe. And the Heavy Hearts Club looks like this. It is a big black pyramid with a big light coming out of it. Do you notice any similarities to the Luxor? Very interesting, huh? Very interesting that I've been playing Cyberpunk this whole time, and I'm just suddenly staying in a big pyramid that looks exactly like the thing from Cyberpunk. Really odd, really strange. Oopsie. Ooh. The pyramid shaped. Oh yeah, because it's just pyramid shaped. That's the only similarity. It's not that it's a club slash casino that's black that has a big light coming out of it. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. These are, come on here, guys. Let's think here. Come on, this was clearly meant for me specifically. This is why it's here. I won't show you too many pictures yet, but I was staying there, which is why I specifically wore my Cyberpunk shirt. And another thing, I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about that in a minute. Thank you. Stop. You should start playing Cyberpunk. That's the problem. I think I'm almost over Cyberpunk. Like when I came home, I was like, I think I'm done with it. And I'll explain a little bit why too. Because this is my first exposure to Las Vegas. I've never been here before. Despite everything. How's it going, KZ? Pipes are so much more frequent than I thought. They are extremely frequent. We might have to switch to a different video if they are this frequent. But, ooh. Let me finish that quick, because I keep doing that and I'm losing my train of thought. This is my first introduction to Las Vegas. If you've never been to Las Vegas is not a city in the traditional sense. It is barely a city at all, in fact, because everything you see in this picture here, everything you see here is not a business. There are no office buildings here. There's barely any real buildings here. Half these buildings are fake even. But every building you see, apart from that arena up in the corner, are casinos. Everything is casinos. And you know when you are walking around the strip and when you're walking downtown Las Vegas that the majority of people there do not live in Las Vegas. You know that everyone there does not live in Las Vegas. Everything is really glitzy and glamoury. You can't walk anywhere. There's very few like walkable spaces. The ones that they have are very nice, but you needed an Uber to get everywhere. And Ubers were very expensive and traffic was very bad because I think they were working on one of the highways. So an Uber just 1 or 2 miles would cost like 30 to 40 bucks and take you 30 to 40 minutes to get there. So that was my introduction to Las Vegas, which was not entirely. We need to find a less fucking frequent video. We need to find a less fucking frequent video, because it is like we are only 10 minutes in and we've probably had like 8. This makes more sense why there's no like there's no thing. Like no skip points. Okay, I'm just gonna skip. I skipped to 23 minutes in this video and it immediately. Okay, this one is even more frequent. It is literally every second. Oh, it's okay because this isn't. Okay. How about 5 hours of silence randomly broken by pipes? Okay. Sure, that's better probably. Maybe Pikmin noises would be less violent. If it's that one specific Pikmin noise that I know about, it won't be. It will be far more violent, actually. If you haven't heard the Pikmin scream, look it up. It's really bad. There's one, all of them are like, ooh, ah, ooh, and then there's one that's like actually someone screaming. Like they're actually being murdered in the goddamn Pikmin studio. But anyways, we get to the hotel. I get to the hotel. Because Willie and Duck are already there. My 2 roommates at the Luxor are Duckaja TV, some say he's still live to this day, and Willie Nordwrench, who I was meeting for the first time. And Duck was also meeting in person for the first time. They've been friends for years, but they've never met in person, which I didn't know. But Willie, let me tell you about Willie. Willie's fucking awesome. I love Willie so much. He's so cool. He's just a genuinely, really cool, genuine guy. So I'm glad that I could meet him and, like, you know, fucking chill with him the whole time. But But yeah, I met him and we found a cot for me. I know I was saying I was gonna sleep on the floor, and that was the plan most of the time because we split this room at TwitchCon 3 ways, and I was the odd man out because I didn't confirm I was going until probably like 2 months before. And so Duck's like, yeah, you should come to TwitchCon, stay at my place, and you'll just have to like sleep on the floor, and that'll be fine. I'm like, okay, cool. But they had got a cot for me. They'd actually found a cot for me for $30 extra a night because everything costs money in Vegas. But we'll fucking get to that. Jesus, will we get to that? Um, so luckily, didn't have to sleep on the floor. And I'll tell you what, there were a few nights where if I had to come home and sleep on the floor, I would have been devastated. I would have been devastated. Homies didn't share the bed. We maybe snuggled up a few times. I don't know. I don't know. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, as they say. And they do say that a lot. I don't know why. But, because I have nothing to hide from what I did in Vegas. Nothing to hide, and neither do they. You can ask them. Nothing to hide. Uh, but I get there. I'm dressed in a flannel and jeans, as I usually am when I'm not streaming. But I decided to switch into my streaming attire. One, just mostly just because it's cooler. I knew I'd be meeting a few people, but mostly because it was cooler. So I took off my jeans, put on some shorts, put on a Hawaiian shirt, and then we went down to the floor. Cooler, no, like as in not. I was wearing a flannel and jeans in Las Vegas, and the entire time I was in Las Vegas, it was 83 to 90 degrees. Anywhere in that range. Very hot. Believe it or not, Las Vegas is in a desert, and there's really not much around it. It gets very hot there. So I'm like, I can't stay in this. I need to change. So I change. We go down to the floor of the Luxor, like down to the actual casino part, and that's where I meet a bunch more people. I met up with I think Bree and T10 Nat were down there, and Sky was there. It was the first time I met Sky. And Sky, great guy. Hung out with him a lot during the time. And he's just, he's exactly what you expect of him. Great, awesome, nice guy. I met Spooky very quickly. I met Afghans there. That was like the main. I think was that the only day I saw Afghans? That might have been the only day I saw Afghans. But finally met Afghans as well. And he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. He he as he said on his Twitter, he liked saying cracker a lot. He said that a lot, and I don't know if I can say that on stream, but I'm pretty sure I can. He said that to just about every white creator he could find. In fact, he said on his Twitter that his phone from TwitchCon is like not pictures, it is almost exclusively videos of him calling other people cracker, and, and as in and I don't think it's TOS if I say. I don't even think it's TOS anymore, frankly, since that whole like situation. But like when he posted that, I thought back on it and I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that is the second thing he said to me after like, "Hey Boone, I'm Afghans." I'm pretty sure that's like the second thing he ever said to me. But yeah, I met him. I met a few other people down there. I think that was when I met Jack the Bus. I think that's when I met Jack the Bus 2 and Cinnabrit. I think that's when I met both of them, or just Cinna now. I'm pretty sure I met them that day. Yeah, because I went to play blackjack with them. Yeah. Anyone call you goon? We'll get to that. Jack the Bus. Don't do that. Don't do that in my chat. You only do that to me. Only me. But this was the start of my gambling, and I didn't do a whole lot of gambling, but I had some money in my wallet. I had $20, and I saw the Jack's face floating around on my screen is so strange. This is when we started gambling. I walked over to the blackjack table because my two games are blackjack and roulette. Two very simple, basic betting games that are very easy, very fun. Blackjack, I actually did all right at blackjack. I sat down at the table, $20 minimum. That's kind of a lot. It might have been 15, in fact. It might have been a $15 table, but $15 is the lowest minimum that you can find basically anywhere in Vegas. And if you don't go gambling often or haven't gone to a lot of casinos, that is a pretty high minimum. Most casinos you can go to, the minimum will be 10 most places, and like 2025 will be like, getting up there. But most tables in Vegas were 20. A few of them were 15, and a lot of them were 25 as well. Which is a lot of money. That is a significant amount of money to be betting as a minimum. But that's what was expected in Vegas, and that was kind of my introduction to how expensive things were going to be in Vegas. And you'll see that this will be a theme throughout the story. Some would call it. Why would they say that? Some would say that. I wouldn't say that. I would never say such a thing. This man is the entire reason I'm on Twitch. Really? That's pretty funny. And he made what evils he unleashed onto this website. I can't believe it. But I sat down at the blackjack table. I met up with like a few older guys who apparently were there for the When We Were Young festival, which I did not know was happening at the same time. A lot of stuff was happening in Vegas when we were there, as a matter of fact, that I came to find out. There was TwitchCon going on. There was the When We Were Young music festival, which was going on apparently right across from a TwitchCon center. I never saw it, but I knew about the thing. And I'm like, oh shit, that's happening like now. And there were a bunch of cowboys in the casinos as well, because the National Bull Riding Team Championship was also happening in Vegas. And I didn't know that that was a thing. I didn't know bull riding had teams, but they had like 8 of them. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, are the bulls on the team? Is it the riders? How do you score? How do you do the points? Is it just like how long you stay on? It must be. I know there's the whole 8 seconds and whatever. Isn't it 8 seconds to stay on a bull? Something like that, which, some may consider quite a long time. I mean, I'd consider that a good long time. Bull versus rider, team versus team. That's what I figured it was. And I was gonna go to it one night because the tickets were only $30 and they were inside T-Mobile Arena, which is the arena the Golden Knights play in. So I wanted to see the inside of the arena. But unfortunately, it didn't end up working out. There was also a Pokemon convention that was happening. I heard it somewhere in Vegas. I'm sure there was other stuff going on too. Just a lot of stuff happening in Vegas this weekend. And I'm sure that's pretty par for the course because there were no sports games this weekend either. So if there was like also sports games going on, it would have been impossible to go anywhere in that city. Impossible with the traffic. But anyways, down on the floor, I'm betting, I'm gambling. I only put $20 on, and I'm winning a little bit. I'm doing pretty well. I don't really care too much, and eventually I lose it all, but that was after like playing for a little while. That's kind of how gambling goes. Usually if you do well, that just means you can play for longer. So, I made like, I was up like $60 and then I lost it, and I didn't really care about it. I'm like, I got plenty of gambling to go. It's whatever. And that's when I was told, hey, Boone, some people walk up to me. It was like, Nat, Bree, and Sky, I think. And they walk up to me, and Lynn, Gilbert. I saw Gilbert again too. And Gilbert's a great guy. They walk up to me at the table and they're like, "Hey, Goon, we're going to Diplo. We're going to a Diplo concert, and apparently a lot of people are going. Logan like couldn't get us all in. Like we'll be good. A bunch of people are gonna be there. A bunch of streamers. Do you want to come with us?" And I'm like, "Sure, fuck yeah." I don't know who the hell Diplo is. I thought Diplo were those little fucking building blocks for children. Apparently not. Apparently it's a DJ. And he doesn't even have like the marshmallow thing going on, but with like a Diplo block, that would have been funny. Not even real. He's just a guy apparently. But I'm like, fuck yeah. Well, I'll go to that. Sure. And Duck bounced out. He was pretty tired. So it was just us. And so I lean with the hookup. Yeah. Wait. Is that Logan? Did you misspell Logan there, or is that his sister's name? Because I don't know. Logan says, okay. For a second, I thought you messed up Logan's name that bad. I was like, how did you do that? How did you fuck up the name Logan? But anyways, we drive there. It's like 20 minutes. No, it's like half an hour to this place, and it is not far from us at all. And the whole time, I took a video of it. I don't have it on my picture thing here, but he was playing TikTok radio, which is apparently a thing that exists. It was playing like it was playing like a meme song from like 2015. One that like I was in high school during. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is he playing this? I think he probably knew that this wasn't Diplo. This was the driver. The driver to the the Uber was playing this. So I assume that he knew TwitchCon was going on, and he's like, "Oh, what are internet Twitch streamers like?" And they'll just like, I guess TikTok. So he just puts on TikTok music, I guess, and that was kind of funny. But we finally get to the place. We all hop out, and we're waiting for like a group, like Rain and her friends. We were waiting for, and we get out, and we're just kind of standing by the door, and then someone's like, I forget who it was, but someone's like, "Boone, I don't think they'll let you in with shorts on." And then I look down, I'm like, fuck. I just changed into shorts. And I'm like, shit. They probably won't let me in with shorts on. But since Logan could get us in, we're thinking like, oh, maybe I can get in. And again, like it's fucking hot outside. Like I'm not standing outside in jeans. Um so we were like waiting for people. We see a few people go in. A bunch of famous people going in and out. A few of them I got to meet, a few of them I got to meet. A few of them I didn't. We saw Leslie and Mi Young along with a couple other people. We hugged. We introduced ourselves quick, and they're like, "Oh, we'll see you inside. We'll talk to you then." And they went inside. And little spoiler to the story: I never saw them again. The rest of the weekend, never saw them again. But regardless, Logan eventually comes. Everyone's there. And we go up to the bouncer of the club, which is inside this big casino. And I try to walk with Logan, and immediately the bouncer's like, he's like, "I can't let you in with shorts, man." Like he wasn't being like a dick about it either. He was like, "Fuck, dude, like I can't let you in." And I'm like, "Shit, dude, like is there anywhere to buy pants?" Like it's very late at this point. It's like 10 or 11, which is like 2 in my time, cuz I'm jet lagged as fuck at this point. But I'm like, "Hey man, is there anywhere to buy like pants around here?" Right? Like there has to be somewhere to buy pants. And he's like, "There's a little convenience store back that way in the casino. They might be selling pants there that you can use." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I go to the little convenience store, and they say all they have is sweatpants, basically. And I go back to the bouncer, I ask them if sweatpants are okay, and they're like, "No, they gotta be like long pants. They gotta be like, just any pants, but not like trashy sweatpants. I'm like, fuck, man. And everyone's in at this point. Everyone else went in. So I'm like, fuck, man, this sucks, whatever. So I just started wandering. Uh I just I'm just like, fuck it. I can't get in. It's whatever. I'm just gonna wander Vegas. So I go out the front door of the casino. I just start walking down the road. I'm looking at the sights and stuff. Looking at all the bright, pretty buildings and whatnot. And I walk down the road for a while. I like cross over another road, walk down the road, cross another one. And after I've been walking for a while, I see what looks like a little mall complex. I'm like, oh shit, maybe something's open. I go in there, everything's closed. And like there's nothing open. There's no one even walking around the little mall place. And so I just keep wandering until I find part of it that's a casino. I'm gonna deny that. Automod caught it, and I'm gonna deny it. Fuck you. No one will see what you sent, motherfucker. But eventually it leads to a casino, and I walk around this casino looking for a store, see if they got some pants in a store there. And eventually I do find it after walking around this casino for a while, and it has like the exact same type of sweatpants as the other place. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. Maybe these places are owned by the same company. And then I leave because I'm like, shit, whatever. So it keeps going, and I just keep wandering. I'm like, maybe there's another store. Excuse me. Maybe there's another store that's open somewhere. So I just keep walking. And then I see Ted Nivison, who's just also kind of walking. And I'm a big fan of Ted Nivison. So I go up to him. I'm like, "Hey Ted, I'm Boone. Really love your stuff, man." And he's like, "Oh yeah, appreciate it." And I think he expected me to like want a picture with him, but I wasn't even thinking about that. Like I was still thinking about getting it to Diplo. I should have asked for a picture, but I was like, "Okay, bye." And I think it was a little awkward because he was like expecting me to ask for a picture. But we go our separate ways, and then I keep walking, and eventually I'm back where I started, like at the entrance to the club with Diplo. Because apparently I walked like half a mile down the road And this casino is so fucking big that the building I went into was still part of the same casino over here. I was like, oh, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this city? Like, how is this even a thing? So I'm back in front of the store again, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna check for more pants because the worker said they only had sweatpants. I'm gonna check for more pants, and eventually I find a pair of brown women's pants in there, and I look through them. I'm looking through them. I'm like, fuck, like these are pants. These are not sweatpants. And I'm like, oh, maybe these can pass as like, guy pants or whatever, or just pants. But I don't even know if they'd let me in with these, frankly. I don't even know if they'd let me in with those. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. I pick up the women's pants that seem like they'll fit me. Probably would have fit my ass great. My ass would have looked stunning, I'm sure. But I walk up to the counter with these pants and I'm like, hey, just these, it's fine. And the worker knows that I'm trying to like get into the club with some pants. And she's like, okay, you chose these ones? I'm like, yeah, I guess, I guess they'll work. And she's like, all right, cool. That'll be $109. And I'm like, hold on. Hold the fuck on. Thank you, pipe. That was a good pipe because that's what my brain did. I was like, hold the fuck up. These are not designer pants. These are cheap ass pants I'm finding in a fucking little store in the side of a big ass casino. These are not good pants. They are women's pants. I'm going to use them once and then return them. $109 is crazy. How's it going, Jordan? But it's an insane amount of money. And so I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, what's your return policy? I just have to have the receipt, right? And she's like, it also has to have all the tags on it. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So I'm faced with a dilemma here. I can either buy these pants for $109 that are women's pants, go into this club and meet a bunch of big creators that I know are also in there in women's pants, and then just hope and pray that these pants do not get ruined by my sweat, by someone's drink, that the tag doesn't fall off, that I don't lose the receipt, and then come back like 3 hours later and just hope and pray that they will like take them back. Because and I also have to find somewhere to put my actual shorts that I'm wearing. I'd have to hide them somewhere, which would also be a problem. Or I could just not go to the Diplo concert, which I didn't, in the first place, did not care much about. And I know that I'm going to a DJ party the next day. And I decided to just let it be. I decided to let it be. And I didn't buy the pants because, frankly, boys, I am a college student. And I do not have that kind of money. I absolutely do not. And, by the time I was still deciding, they had stopped letting people in too, very shortly after I was trying to make the decision. And I saw Afghans outside. Afghans was just standing outside and he's like, yeah, it's not even really my scene in there. The music's loud, drinks are $30. I'm just heading back to the hotel. I don't think he was staying at Luxor though, but he's like, I'm just heading back to my place, which made me feel better. I was like, okay, if it's not all that, then it's fine. It's whatever. Probably in the world of Boone and women's pants. True and real. Looking back on it, I probably could have done it because it'd be a little hype, but I get the feeling if I had done it, it would be one of my biggest regrets from Vegas, apart from my other biggest regret from Vegas, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So from there, I just grabbed an Uber, went home. I was like, all right, tonight's a bust, but that's fine. I'm super fucking tired anyways because I just flew in, and it's it's 1 o'clock at this point, which is 4 a.m. for me back on East Coast. So I decided to just go back. I'm looking at a list of stuff so I don't forget stuff. I saw Will Neff and Hassan there as well. I met Hassan there for a very brief moment. We all got into a big group and everyone was talking, and Will, he's like, oh, my streamer campers, and we were talking to Will, who almost died, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm gonna look this up right now. Will Neff and some of his friends almost like died on the first day. And I'll read it to you. I'll show you what happened here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, Zion. Hey, there's Zion. It's another guy I met, but we'll get to that. This right here. We just fell 10 stories. I feel like that number gets bigger every time I read it. We just fell 10 stories in an elevator that started smoking and then was stuck for 5 minutes on the 26th floor. I made peace with my creator and now I'm ready to drink. TwitchCon, baby, TwitchCon. With this picture here. And fuck, I should have asked him about it. An elevator almost topped the top 10% of Twitch. Dude, so real. Almost took the top 10%. Dude, so real. Actually, so real. And I'll tell you something. That was shitty elevators were a common theme. I don't think they stayed at the Luxor, but to shit talk the Luxor for a minute, it had bad elevators. The elevators we went into, you had to press a button for them to work. And most of the time, they just straight up didn't work. The buttons just straight up didn't work. So you had to fucking, you're just sitting there like, bop, 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 like pressing it a million times. I saw a million people try to do it, and none of them could do it. So they didn't work half the time. They also seemed to break down a lot. On my floor alone, we were on the 18th floor. On my floor alone, I think I saw 2 broken down elevators that just happened to stop on my floor. So I'm sure there were other ones, broken down ones on other floors too, like random other floors. And like the one I saw had a wire hanging out of it. There was a wire hanging out of this elevator. It was like, what the fuck, man? And this was all over the Luxor too, and like different like parts of the Luxor too. Really bad elevators. I don't know why, but I guess that's just a common theme there. Yeah, I did go up the pyramid at one point on the last day, but I wasn't in the pyramid. No. Why did my Twitch chat stop working? Boop boop. What's beeping? Anyways, yeah. So Will Neff almost died. Didn't ask him about it. I really should have. But Hassan was with Will, and they were all in like a big group, and Rain asked something about Hassan, because we were with Rain. I saw Rain there too. And we had seen like a few famous people go in, and she's like, oh, did you see Hassan? And I was like, no, we haven't seen him go in. And then like as we were walking over to like this group, I noticed Hassan was in it. I look over to Rain. I'm like, hey, it's that guy you were talking about. And she kind of like froze up, which was funny because they must not have met before. But I was on the opposite side of the group of him, so I was just kind of like looking for him. I was like looking for an opening to introduce myself because I don't watch Hassan, but like I feel like he's like, you know, he's top 0.001% of Twitch. So I'm like I gotta introduce himself, I guess. I'd freeze up seeing Hassan too. Yeah, he's just as big as they say. He's just as big a fella as they say. But eventually he introduced himself to someone else in our group. So I just kind of like walk around the group and he sees me coming. I reach out my hand. I think all I say, I'm like, hey, Boone. I don't even know if I said, hey, I might have just said Boone. And he's like, and he says in like a hushed voice, you're like, you guys, my name is like Hassan. And like he said it like hushed like that, and I don't think he meant it condescendingly. I like he wasn't trying to be rude. I think he had just introduced himself to other people, and he knew I knew who he was. Like, let's be real. Like, he could have just said, "Hey, nice to meet you." Like, he didn't even need to say his name because like he knows he's Hassan. He knows I'm fucking introducing myself because he's Hassan. I'm trying to think of anyone else I met at that time. I met Extra Emily, but we didn't introduce ourselves until later because again, like we were in like big groups and we just never ended up talking to each other. But anyways, I go home, go back to the place. I'm super fucking tired anyways. I sleep on the cot, have a great sleep. The cot was actually a fucking godsend. I slept like a metal pipe on the floor, baby. A metal pipe on the floor. Oh, here's another thing that happened that night. I got ID'd for water. I went to the bar just to get water and they took my ID. Which I thought was really funny. They're very strict with IDs in Las Vegas, surprisingly. I feel like if I had a fake ID from a different state, they wouldn't be able to tell though. Because usually they just eyeball it. Minors can't hydrate in Las Vegas. I guess not. Yeah, what if I didn't have my ID? What if I was a minor? Would they not give me water? Would they be like, nah, fuck off? What the fuck? Well, then again, I couldn't be in the casino actually if I was under 21, so they probably would say no, fuck off. Um, but anyways, go home. You can't even stand. Actually, to continue with the IDs, you can't even stand around a table if you don't have an ID. Like just standing, watching your friends behind them, can't do it. They'll ask for your ID. They won't continue unless your friends who are having a conversation behind you, not even paying attention, show you their IDs, which is really just straight up annoying. And that doesn't happen at most casinos, but I guess that's just a thing in Vegas, whatever. Or maybe just at the Luxor, who knows. Um, but day two of TwitchCon, we wake up, we go to get breakfast in the New York, New York, which is a big place that represents my home of the Big Apple. It's just a massive recreation. Oh, hey, Slug. It's just a massive recreation of a bunch of buildings in the Big Apple. It's got the Statue of Liberty. It's got, I think, the Chrysler Building, I think that is. And we went there to try to find some brunch. New York, real. Actually, so true and real. How's it going, Chad? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. We went there to try to find brunch. It took us like mad long to find brunch, but it was actually a pretty cool place because if you can see here, there's like a lot of the inside is like a recreation of like New York streets, which I mean, this is not what the actual streets of New York look like. Trust me, I I have a pretty good idea that this is not what they look like. I'm not from the city, but I'm pretty sure this is not exactly what bodegas look like, in fucking Brooklyn, or like anywhere in any of the boroughs. Maybe like not even Staten Island. That's probably the worst example. Saying mad long and shit. What do you mean? I always say mad long. I always I always talk like that. And like half my friends are from the city. So I do pick up a lot of like New York terminology. I love that clip from the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where they're making fun of like New York slang and like popular teenager slang. They're like, "We outside, can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese?" Like shit like that. Like I don't know if you've seen that clip, but that is legit how like the majority of my friends talk, and I think it's so funny. And I've taken on some of their mannerisms as best I try not to. But couldn't find food, and we were gonna meet up there with some of the streamer campers. Vale set up like a streamer camper meetup for like everyone, even the people who didn't come, like the top 32. He invited everyone to go and get a slice there. So Duck and Willie both go back to the convention. They're helping Jack the Bus with his stream, which I think they were like either like bringing him into like I think it was the Elgato booth or something like that, helping him with the stream. I don't have tickets, so I'm like, oh, it's okay. I want to wander around Vegas anyways. I want to see a bunch of stuff in Vegas. So instead, I start walking. I'm checking out casinos and stuff, the Strip. And I walk to a place really close to us, which is T-Mobile Arena, home of your Vegas Golden Knights. And this is where I found out about the bull riding championship, because it was in this building. I would have went to a game if it was here, but they had the bull riding championship. Very nice arena. Wish I could have gone inside more. I could only go into the team store. But I'll tell you something about Las Vegas, right? I'll tell you something about Las Vegas I found very interesting. They have more pride for the Golden Knights, or like hockey pride, than you would ever expect. Probably more than the majority of cities. And I really mean that. Like, there were so many cars that had like license plates surrounded by like Vegas Golden Knights. Like, the license plate holder that said Vegas Golden Knights. Flags for the Golden Knights everywhere. Merchandise, way more merchandise. NHL is hockey. Write it down, buddy. Way more merchandise for than for the Raiders, for the Las Vegas Raiders, who was like a football team. The NFL, objectively far larger. But there was just like every little store you went to, even casinos, had something like for Vegas. They always had Vegas merch, and they didn't have as much Raiders stuff, which I found very interesting. That's probably because like the Golden Knights were like the first professional team in Vegas out of any sports team, and now a bunch of them are coming. And I spent hella money on the ice. They got to make it back somehow. Yeah. It's infuriating too, because on the internet, the Vegas, like hockey fans on the internet are incredibly gatekeepy and pretentious because a lot of them are from Canada and no team from Canada has won the cup in like 30 years. So they fucking first they don't like American teams, but they fucking hate Southern American teams specifically. Despise them. Absolutely. So specifically the Vegas Golden Knights, they're very adamant that they do not have any fans, that and all the Vegas fans don't know hockey. They're very adamant about it, but like if you actually go to Vegas, you will know that that cannot be further from the truth. They're actually huge hockey fans. And while I did not do this on the day, I'll show it to you right now cuz I like it and it's cool. I actually bought an authentic Vegas Golden Knights jersey. This is what their jerseys look like. Good old Mark Stone, captain, my captain right here. Ugh. And honestly, this was the only expensive thing. This is the only expensive thing in Vegas that I did not fucking hate myself for getting. I know, like, I definitely, for sure, I mean, even if you're a hockey guy, you probably don't know. No, you probably do now because he just won the Stanley Cup, but he's pretty out there even for hockey knowledge. I wouldn't expect most people to know him. That's pretty. It is pretty. I like their other ones a little bit more. They had gray ones back in the day when they first started, but yeah. So I went there, and then I just wanted to walk around a little bit more, like down the strip a little bit. I went into a Target to see if the Target was different. It wasn't. It just looked cool. There was a bunch of like cool looking restaurants, but what I found is that most of them weren't actually very cool. The more I walked around Vegas, the more I realized it is a gold covered piece of shit. That's what most of the city of Vegas is like. Everyone in Vegas, if you've ever been to a casino, fellas, if you've ever been to a casino, you will know that there is generally rows and rows of slot machines, right? Like there's slot machines everywhere, but specifically there's like a one like row of them up against the wall. And if you've ever walked by that row directly and just seen the line of people on these slot machines, you will see the saddest thing you may have ever seen in your life. You just walk through, everyone is just sitting there, that sound just repeating in their head, just the banging pipe over and over. Bang, 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 like hitting the button. Very... Very not good. No one looks happy. Everyone looks like they want to die. It is depressing. In Las Vegas, it is taken to a whole nother level. People don't look like they want to die. They look beyond that stage. They look soulless. People look in Las Vegas look like they have completely lost their souls to whatever this whole city is. And the other half of people looks like they're just trying to seem very cool, like they are very wealthy. So people are either completely soulless and miserable or trying really hard to look cool and wealthy, so also completely soulless and miserable. Those are the two types of people you'll find in Las Vegas. And the weird thing why I also say Las Vegas is, like, especially downtown, is barely a city is because most people who are in downtown Las Vegas are not from Vegas. Everyone knows that they are not really from Vegas because people in Vegas, they don't go downtown. Why would they go downtown? You know what I'm saying? My type of place? Hell yeah. For some people it is. Some people love Vegas, but like me and a couple other people, we kind of quickly started to see through it. And I was like, man, I really hope how bad this city is does not make me hate the Knights a little bit more. Does not make me dislike my favorite hockey team a little bit more now that I know what this place is really like. And I didn't have expectations going here either. But like I wasn't expecting a crazy, like, you know, crazy visit in like a crazy cool city. I wasn't expecting that even. Oh, my throat is already starting to hurt. Oh my God. I've been going for an hour. Jesus. Well, I'll tell you what, Galleon, you save money regardless not going to Vegas. Vegas is expensive as fuck, but again, we'll get to that. Actually, I could probably start getting to that right now. I walk around Vegas a lot, going through different stores. Everything in every store, super expensive. Very, very expensive, more so than anywhere else. Even fast food. Any fast food option, very expensive. So I'm walking around, going through the casinos, like the MGM and stuff like that. just checking them out. Most casinos look very similar. If you've been in one casino, you kind of get the gist of most of them. Usually they'll have like some sort of theming, but the theming is only really present in the parts that don't have the gambling. Where the gambling takes place, there's almost never any theming. You have $6 in your bank account right now. Sheesh. That would literally get you nothing in Vegas. Like, I'm not even joking. You cannot find a beer in Las Vegas for less than $8. I'm not joking. There is some universal rule around there, apparently, that, like, everywhere I went, beers were $8. The only thing I could drink there were tall boys that they were selling at the little convenience store in the Luxor, because it was the most bang for your buck with alcohol. Because, like, mixed drinks were all, like, $14. Just a beer was, like, $8. So it was, like, a perfect middle ground. But that's still $10 a drink. That's still expensive as fuck. It's still super expensive. But luckily, I'd find a solution to that problem a little quickly. Now, we know about the Taco Bell. We'll get to that. I don't think... The Taco Bell wasn't too bad, if I remember correctly. But actually, no, it was still pretty bad. I go back to the New York. Duck can't go. We didn't meet a lot of people because a lot of people had stuff going on at the same time. They wanted to go to Twitch Rivals, or they had Twitch Rivals, or they had like a meet and greet they wanted to go to. So it was only like a group of us. And sadly, I don't have the picture we took of us, but that was when I met the Veil for the first time after all this time. Taller guy than I thought. He's actually like around my height. I think he was a little bit taller than me. I met Josh Belmar for the first time. Josh Belmar, one of the coolest people in the fucking world. Unbelievably just chill, cool guy, never breaks. I met Sabs Rosicha for the first time. I met Evan freaking Gao for the first time after all these years. Which is like 1.5 now, maybe. It hasn't been that long. But I met Evan Gao for the first time, along with Witzbach. And that was really cool. I have a picture of him somewhere. Oh yeah, here. I'll show you the picture here that I took with him. This is also a picture of me with Solo Noah, but I didn't meet him until later. We'll cover that up just for right now. But that was me and Evan at the New York. I don't have the picture that we all took as a group there. Who am I forgetting? Anyone else? I don't think I am. Did we meet? Was it Supercat? I think we met Supercat there. We met up with Churchy there. I've met Churchy before, but we met up with her there. And yeah, I think it was Supercat was also there. Supercat K. Because we saw her a couple times. And we all just met up there. We went to the pizza place. We didn't realize it was inside a casino, so it was kind of hard to find. Like, we thought it was an outdoor place, but it was just an outdoor. It was an outdoor looking place inside a casino. But there was a deal at this pizza place. Let me tell you, there was a deal at this New York Schleiss place where you could get one slice of pizza and one beer for $10. Which, again, is as much as a tall boy. It's quite the deal. It's actually a really solid deal. I'm losing my train of thought here. The beers themselves, $8. The pizza slice was also $8. Getting them separately would be $16. But a beer and a pizza slice for $10, that's a pretty good deal most places. That's not a bad deal in a lot of places. So obviously I did that. And let me tell you something. I thought about that deal for the rest of the time I was in Vegas, because I was spending so much money other places, getting drinks and doing other things, that was like, I was just thinking back to that time where I got a slice of pizza, a slice and a beer for only $10. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm like, why can't it all be like this? Why can't I just be happy, you know? Why can't I? That was a nice meetup. We gambled after that, but Josh Belmar showed us how to gamble right after that. And he was a good gambler. He showed us one machine. It was called Alien Attack from the Planet Moolah. If you heard any other streamers talking about the cow game, that was the cow game. It was like a more modern slot machine that was very good. We were just sitting around watching Josh Belmar play. He was up quite a bit, and he knew how the machine worked. And like every time he hit something big, he was like most gamblers. pretty emotionless. He just kept his cool, and he was like, he had his glasses on the whole time, but he was like, yeah, man, like, like you get the 3 cows in a row, and that's like exactly $20. It's not too bad, not too bad. And, and so we were just watching him gamble a lot. A few other people were gambling, and right next to him was a machine that I saw that I thought was cool. It was a very unique looking machine. It was a slot machine with a steering wheel on it. And on the screen was like videos of like knockoff Mario Kart looking like racing. And I was like, is this a slot machine with like a mini racing game in it? Cause that's cool as fuck. It's like actually like an arcade slot machine. That's cool as hell. And so at this point, I did not have a whole lot of money in my pocket. I didn't have a lot. So I think I put in like $10 or something, or I maybe only put in 5, which wasn't much. It wasn't a lot for many spins. Um, and if you've ever been to a slot machine, you know how they work. Most people don't actually know how the game goes because each game is a little different. You just spin the thing, and if a bunch of flashy lights start happening, that's when you know the money's flowing. The money's flowing as it should be. For at least a little bit. It'll play that little noise. It'll play a pipe banging on the ground, and that's when you know you've won money. You know what I'm saying? It'll play a little. Okay, never mind. I'm never gonna find the exact time. Surely, someone did put the time. Got to be this one. It play a little pipe banging. You know what It play a little pipe banging. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you know the money's flowing. That's when you know things are going right. But I hop on this racing game one, expecting to like spin my thing and get get the racing mini game. And even if I don't win any money off of it, it's cooler than just fucking sitting down waiting for the fucking noise and flashy thing and go, ooh, money, ooh, flashy, flashy. It'd be better than that, a little bit more stimulating. So I put my $5 in, or $10, however much it was, and I press the button, and the wheel spins. Nothing happens. Not even like any little flashy bonuses or anything. I'm like, okay, spin again. Nothing. I'm like, shit, okay. When does this even happen? Bing, press it again, spins again, nothing. And I'm like, okay. Like, usually at this point, you'll get like, maybe $1 back or like a free spin or something, or even see like, a bonus at this point. So I'm like, okay, well, this is my last one here. Bing, nothing. And I just lose all my money literally immediately. No racing game. Don't get to race. Don't even get to do it. I don't get any cool bonuses. No flashy lights. No metal pipe noises. Just nothing. And I just lose $5 or $10. I'm like, well, fuck. Back to watching Josh Belmar. I guess I'll just watch him win a fucking bunch of money because he was winning like hundreds of dollars on the other side, and I can't even get my machine to fucking work. And I tell Vale about it, and he's like, "Let me try this machine. It actually looks kind of cool." And he walks over to it, and he puts a $30 voucher in that he has, and it just eats it. It just eats it and does not even put his credits in. Buddy got fucked. Doesn't even let him play the game. Just steals his $30. And he presses the service button, and obviously no one comes, because how the fuck, like, they're like a little light flashes at the top, and they don't even notice. I don't even think that he went to find a worker. I'm like, dude, you gotta go find a worker. And he's like, yeah, but that would require work. I'm like, dude, that's $30, man. And you can't even play the racing game. I don't even know if you can race in that game. I don't even know if that's a real thing. If, like, maybe the jackpot is literally just playing knockoff Mario Kart. You don't even get money. I don't know. But that was rough. But shortly after that, we went like to a few different places, tried to bet a little bit. I think I put $20 on a roulette table and lost immediately, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I didn't play again after that. And from there, I left. I went back to the Luxor. I met up with Willie and Duck again, and we just kind of hung around for a little bit. And Duck's like, yo, I got us some cigars. I want to smoke them with you, Willie, and Jack the bus, and maybe Cinna too. Like, do you want to like fucking, do you want to go do that? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we go down to the floor. We sit in like these big ass fucking like chairs around the table. and we start smoking cigars. Well, first, before any of that, actually, we start getting dressed up because what we are doing that night, fellas, what we are doing that night is going to a Dulce. I think it's, I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. I still don't. Who fucking cares? It's designer. To a Dulce Gabbana party. Dulce Gabbana Razor OTV party. Very, very big sort of thing. Fashion brand, tech brand, big ass creator brand. We're going to that party. Broden sent us all invites. And it was supposed to be a very exclusive party, but as we found out later, it ended up not being, but we'll get there. So instead of me going in shorts again, I was not going to fuck this up. I took a college, I looked up the requirements for the nightclub we were going to, and it said like be safe and wear a collared shirt, and I figured I probably didn't need to, but I wanted to anyways. So we got all dressed up. I stole one of Willie's shirts. Still had my Hawaiian on though, and I think I looked fly as fuck. This is a picture we took before we went down to start smoking cigars. Duck still had his little like cotton hoodie thing on. Willie looking fly as always, and I think the rolled up sleeves with the dark Hawaiian shirt and the button down, I think that's a fire fucking fit. Tell me if I'm wrong, Tay. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's a pretty fucking fire fit. I think that's a pretty good fit. So we all go down. Feels weird, man. Feels weird that you're catching feelings for how cool and hot I look with that on. So we go down and we're like all smoking cigars around the table. Mine's like cherry flavored, and weirdly I liked it a lot. I feel like I shouldn't have, but I actually enjoyed the cherry flavor a lot. Like it actually was very flavorful, and it stuck on your lips really well. But I felt cool as hell, man. Just puffing on a smoke, man. Puffing on a good old smoke, man. Nothing better. Nothing better. Like that's like the real feeling of Vegas that I like, man. I feel like I'm a damn mobster smoking my damn cigars, man. Like I'm a real high roller, which I'm not. Yet. But Duck got them mostly, I think, all for us. And we smoked those. We met up with Senna too, and we were going to go. That was when we just kind of like talked for a while. We were just like shooting the shit, having fun. And that was like the best part of all of TwitchCon was like just hanging out, meeting new people, talking to them, figuring them out, and then like, you know, going to hang out with them. And we were all going to the party later, the OTV party. Broke college boy smokes duck cigar and feels rich. Damn straight, fella. I mean, sheesh, he's got the subathon money. He's got the subathon money. I mean, shit. And he bought them all for us. Like he wanted us to have them. You can see in the picture too. I had another tall boy down there. Like I had to buy a bunch of those. And again, these are $10 each. These are quite expensive for tall boys. But we all get a big Uber. And we head over to the party, and we're excited to go. This is gonna be sick, man. This is like OTV, Dulce Gabbana. Like we're gonna see a bunch of like, you know, the bigger streamers. It's gonna be sick. We go there, and we walk through. It's like we have to walk through like a mall area to actually get to where the club is, and it is very apparent immediately that something is off. Because we get there like almost right on time, and there's very few people who are there right on time because again, this is an event for streamers. You can't expect them to get there on time. That's kind of how they roll. They kind of just show up when they want. So we get there on time, like right when we are supposed to. And even though one of our friends, I think it was one of Jack's friends, told him, "Hey man, there's going to be a line. You're gonna want to like get there an hour early," and we're all like, line schmine. What does this guy know? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. We all have like QR codes. We all have passes. We'll be fine. We'll just get right in. You know, who cares about a line? It's fine. We get there perfectly on time, and there's like a big group of people standing around the door, and a bunch of security guards walking around. And so we're trying to figure out what's going on where we get our passes, and there is a big ass line that we walk past. But most of these people seem like they're going there for an event called Emo Night, which is not the same one that was a few nights before that a bunch of streamers went to. Completely different thing. Is that the end of that? It was the end of that song. Oh, a new song. What about this one? Or we just replay that one. I like that one a lot. Okay, we're replaying that one because I don't want to listen to an ad. Never mind, I have to anyways. Boop. There we go. I haven't heard the pipe in a minute. I'll tell you what, boys. I haven't heard the pipe in a minute. It's coming. I get the feeling. I get the quaking in my bones. I get the quiver in my balls, and you know that pipe is about to fall at any moment. My pipe radar is going off, if you know what I'm saying. I'm feeling like a piping's coming on. And you know what I mean. And you know what the hell I mean. So anyways, where were we? At the entrance to the nightclub. A bunch of people in the entrance. A few of them, like Afghans, is kind of like walking around and stuff. Like, we see a few people we know. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. And eventually, a security guard comes up to us, and he's like, yeah, there's two events tonight. There is the OTV party, and then there's emo night. And we are all processing them through the same line. Everyone's going to go into the same line so we can all process you and get you all in. And we're all like, that's weird. Because one of these is an invite thing. Like, this is an invite party. So, like, why can't we just show you our invite and just go? But we're like trying to figure this out. Eventually, we just walk to the back of the line, and the line is very long at this point. It is very, very long. And it's pretty unorganized too. Like, you can tell people are jumping into the like towards the front of the line because they don't want to wait, stuff like that. And it's like a mix of people there for the OTV event and for emo night. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how big is this club that it's gonna have like two different venues for different nights? Because I'm like, surely the people for emo night are not also gonna be at this big like designer OTV event made for like invite only creators. Like that'd be a little strange, you know, on the venue planners side. And it was just very disorganized because the line is barely moving at all. We see a bunch of big streamers go by. This is the only time I saw Cutie all weekend. But I didn't expect to see her at all, so I'm glad I saw her at all because I didn't think that this would be her scene. I didn't think I thought I would see her here. Like, if I was to see her, I was gonna see her there. But I'm like, oh, this isn't really your scene. I didn't think she'd go, but I did. She actually walked up to me and Duck. Because I didn't see her. She walked up and she gave us a hug, and then she walked in with Lud and all them. And you know, Lud didn't come say come say hi to me. I don't know what that was about. But anyways, we see like a bunch of people go by, and we're like trying to figure out how it's working because all these people are walking by. Some of these creators are like VIPs, right? Like they actually have like VIP passes that can like get them in. Because there was a special VIP area like on stage at the club, and everyone else was just like, you know, general invites. And we find out very quickly that the code for the invites was leaked to get the link to get the QR code to this party got leaked. And I figure it's one of those situations where, like, you know, one person gets the link and their friend's like, oh, can you get me to that party? And they're like, yeah, I'll send it to you, but just don't send it to anyone else. And then they send it to two of their friends, and they send it to two of their friends, and yada yada. Before long, it's fucking leaked, and there's a bunch of random people there, which ended up happening, which also led to a lot of confusion. So the big creators also, and a bunch of other people who are just like random invites, make a big mob like in the front of the club, and everyone else is in a line. Like, we're standing in a line, and some big creators are standing in this line, some are in this group, some random people are in the group in front, a lot of random people in line. Like, it's pretty hectic, like what's going on, and it's very clear that we should have gotten there an hour earlier to figure this all out. It's very clear at this point. And Cinna is like working with us, trying to get us in, because, like, you know, she's been hanging with us for a while, so she's like She's like calling Mizkif to try to get Miz to get him in, but Miz can only get her in. Like, she has a VIP ban. Like, she's like she actually had like the pass to get on stage, so she could have just like skipped the line and went in, but she couldn't get the rest of us in. And to her credit, she stayed with us. She didn't go in with us. Damn, Cinna is famous, true and real. But she didn't leave us. Cinna's great. I actually really like Cinna. She was very nice the whole time. Didn't abandon us, even though she very well could have to get into this party. And we like our whole group of me, Duck, Jack, Willie, and Senna. Like we basically hung out for like most of the days. Uh, but she didn't leave us. Like she was like trying to find ways, and she was like talking to different people, just trying to get us in. Uh, for like an hour. We waited in this line for I think an hour and a half, fellas. An hour and a half after the event started, which is really rough for the only people who like got there on time, basically. Um, so eventually we just get to the front of the line, and they let us in. They scan us down. They give us little drink vouchers to go in with. So we get one free drink. Just be more famous, easy. I'm working on it, man. I'm getting there one day, maybe, possibly. And then I can flex my famousness in Vegas. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Cinna just doesn't get it. Cinna should have left us behind, like I would have, Don't they know we won streamer camp? Don't they know? Funny enough, a lot of people did know me from streamer camp. I can't remember his name for the life of me, and I feel bad about it, but I introduced myself to someone on the first day, and I'm like, hey man, I'm Boone, and they say their name, and they're like, oh yeah, did you used to be Goon? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And he's like, oh okay, I knew who you are. I'm like, uh he knows Goon, like he knew. And even Cinna, when I first met Cinna, she said the same thing. She's like, oh, didn't you used to be All Hail Goon? And I was like, yeah, I did. And she's like, okay, yeah, I know who you are now. And I'm like, ah, why would this happen to me? And then I got reminded that Goon is gone forever. Ugh, ugh. Goon was so real. He would have had a VIP pass. He would have been DJing. He would have been damn DJing on that stage. He would have. God. God. He would have loved it in Vegas. He was always soulless. But eventually, we all get in. And this place is fucking huge. I can't show you the videos I took. Most of this thing, I only took videos. And I can't put them on my little slideshow that I just threw everything on. But all right, so like you gotta go away for right now, buddy. This is like the big Las Vegas sphere. This thing up here, that's like a little mini one that was in the mall we were at, and there was a line from this sphere all the way down a big hallway to the nightclub. Once we got in the nightclub, I took this picture. Here. Of me squatting by the Dolce Gabbana razor, and it actually looked kind of bad, but then I made it black and white and it looks cool now, so mildly terrifying. Thank you very much. The picture itself is very weird and scary looking. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell. You can't really tell. Hold on, let me edit it. I think I can edit it a little bit. Look at my eyes in this pic. Look at my eyes in this picture. For some reason, they are just dark as fuck. And that's not from the black and white filter I put on this. Do you guys see that? That's a little look into my soul, fellas, all right? Oh, man, the world trembles when a nice guy loses his temper, as they say, all right? So y'all better be real nice to me, all right? I'd spent too much money already, man. Once I'm in the club, I'm a different me. You know, when I'm drunk, I'm the real me, as they say. When I'm drunk, I'm the real me. But also, I take that back. That's not a true statement, and because if I ever do anything bad, I was only doing it because I was drunk. All right, gotta say that right now. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I ever get in trouble in the future. Not that I ever would. I'm a saint. What a nightmare. SMH blue eyes freaks. I don't have black eyes. You've seen my eyes before. They're kind of pretty. But anyways, the inside of the place is very big. I think I'll look it up. It doesn't fucking matter if I leak where it was now. Big ass place, big screens everywhere, a big electronic like chandelier looking thing, bars all over the place. The place is packed. Place is fucking packed because apparently the emo night was not in a different venue. It was just straight up in the same building. It was just also there. So like, we're having like this creator thing going on, while there's like a bunch of like random emo people also walking around, and it got leaked too. So there's also, oh, excuse me, so there's also like, like just randos walking around. I hate using the term rando. I hate fucking using that term. It sounds so pretentious. They have a lot of like people who were not invited there, is what I should say. A lot of non-invites there as well. Why even leak the code? Just go to emo night. That's what I'm thinking. Like, there must have been something around emo night, like you had to be on like a list or something, surely, because there's no way they would have just like let anyone in, right? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. You hate non-famous people? I mean, I never said I didn't. That's why I hate myself. Don't you understand? No, I hate saying that. It's so fucking pretentious to say that. Just a lot of not like invited people, which I know caused a few other like problems. I think not like major problems, but just because they were people that needed to get in that couldn't get invites now, because they closed like the invite window, and then there were some people that like OTV wanted to come in but couldn't come in because now they didn't have invite codes. I know that was Sky's position, and Broden luckily got him in eventually. And dude, sadly, I'll say it right now, I never saw Broden. I was looking forward to seeing old Broden when I went to this party, and I never saw him, which was it was disappointing. You think I'd see his tall, lanky ass somewhere, but never ended up doing it, which was too bad. I'm sure his phone was getting like blown up though with people trying to like pass the line. Yeah, not the guy towering. That's what I was looking for. I was literally looking for guys like towering over people, and I couldn't find him. I think because he was sitting at a table most of the time, or he was up on stage. He was probably up on stage as well, and I couldn't see who was up on stage. Because the lights were like right behind them. It was like my light wall, except actual massive LED screens. Like you can see it here. Like under the Dulce Cabana is where the stage is. Now, hey guys, can you tell who's under who's under those lights over there? Because I sure as hell can't, and I couldn't tell most of the time. And a lot of them were people I didn't even recognize. I did recognize Dream. Dweemy Weemy was up there. I do remember seeing him. He was wearing like a football jersey and like elbow pads too. Or not elbow pads, shoulder pads apparently, which was kind of funny. He was like just about the only one I could see on stage for some reason. I can't even tell who's in front of you. Yeah, you barely can. And like actually in person, you can see a little bit better, but never ended up seeing Broden, and which is a shame because going back to I don't know if you guys have heard of this game, Cyberpunk, right? Like, going back to Cyberpunk for a moment. Uh I saw that the voice actor for a character named Mr. Hands was going to be at this party too. He also got the invite. And Mr. Hands is a guy who was prominently featured in the new DLC and who works and lives inside of the Big Black Pyramid in the game. So I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk, playing a lot of Phantom Liberty. I'm staying in a building that looks exactly like the building that I am in Cyberpunk, and I'm going to a club party that has Mr. Hands at it. Like I'm living the damn dream. I'm living the dream. Like Dream would be doing. Dweemy Weemy. Yeah, I know. It's a bad name. It's exactly that guy. No. I know who you're talking about. But yeah, his name, the character in game is also called Mr. Hands. The developers, he either existed in the lore before the game, or the developers did not know who Mr. Hands was. And I don't think the two Mr. Hands have anything to do with each other. Seeing Dulce is Dolce. It is Dolce, isn't it? That's what I figured. It was Dolce Gabbana. That's how you tell the plebs from the others, the poors from the rest. Let me check my phone, see if I'm like missing anything. I have a note in here that just says like Cyberpunk. Yeah, no, nothing. We're fine. I don't have dap. I do have a dap. I do have a dap me up emote. I know I have a dap me up emote. Um, I'll actually look up pictures of this place because it was a very cool venue. Very cool venue. Bang, bang, bang. Uh, you can barely tell. I mean, I'm just gonna fucking leak the name of this place. I don't care. It's like if you really wanted to know, you could find it. Um, this is what it looked like. Open image, new tab. It looked like this, except actually no, it fucking didn't. Where the fuck is this? It did not look like that at all, actually, now that I'm looking at it. It looked like this more so. More so this right here. Open image and new tab. There's a big DJ booth. And there's big electric chandelier that would like move around. Big ass, loud ass, what's it called? Fog machines. These fog machines were loud as fuck, blowing everywhere. And they would just happen at random times, and they were super fucking loud, and it would always like louder than the music, and it would always kind of like jolt you for a second because you aren't expecting it. It usually did not line up with the beats either. But what it was is a rush of cold air, which was always appreciated. So at first I was like, okay, they need to fucking stop with this stupid ass fog machine. But then it got really hot in there. And a little bit of blowing don't feel too bad every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying here? But yeah, it's big ass place, lots of fucking people there, people at tables, lights, lasers going everywhere, lights over here, emos over there. I saw Jack Manifold at one point. I saw a bunch of other famous creators over there, and there's like a big dance floor in the middle that we could never get to. But the first thing we did was head to the bar. The TikTokers, damn them. I did see one guy that I recognized from TikTok, but I didn't know who he was. So obviously I didn't say anything to him, but like, that guy is a very unique look and I know him from TikTok. And that happened a lot during this whole trip is I saw people that I knew, but I didn't introduce myself, not because I was nervous, but because I didn't know anything about them. Like, I saw Seer at this point, right? Seer was, like, basically right next to me, and he wasn't right next to me, because if he was right next to me, I would have said something, but, like, he was, like, a little bit across the room, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to, like, introduce myself to Seer, because I feel like I'd be faking the funk, because I don't watch Seer, I don't know anything about him, apart from he's a famous guy, and it's almost like I'd be faking the funk to walk up to a guy and be like, hey, you're a famous guy, I'm Boone, nice to meet you. Anyways, how's being famous? It's like I'm not gonna do that. Like, unless I'm a fan. Like, I'll walk up to them if I'm a fan of them. Like Ted, I walked up to Ted. But it was like a few times, like I saw Hungry Box, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna say to Hungry Box? Like, hey man, I'm pretty sure you're Hungry Box. Don't know if you are. Two, I know you play Smash. Nice to meet you. I can't even say I like what you do in Smash because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But we walk up to the bar. Anyways, we all walk up to the bar to get our drinks, and there's obviously a big crowd around the bar, and me and Willie get to the front of the bar. We're kind of like off to the side a little bit, and after about 10 minutes, we realize that this bar, there's first of all only 2 bartenders working this bar, which is fucking absurd. That is absolutely absurd for a bar. Like, going on, there are a few bars in the place, but that was like at least a 3 or 4 bartender like job, because there were so many people waiting for drinks, like a big ass line. And like, I've worked in bars before, like I know you need more than 2 people to run that shit efficiently. So eventually we realize that another reason it's not running efficiently is because the bartender on our side is only going to the middle. If you've ever been to a bar, you know that bartenders work their way down the line generally so that everyone gets their drinks in a timely order. This guy instead just saw that a big group was in the middle, so he's like, okay, I'm just gonna turn around, serve this guy, turn back around, like, fucking put his chip in, take his money, put it in the register, turn around, give him his drink, and then I'll just order the next guy who's right next to him and do the same thing. Always in that spot, never going down the line. So even if you're at the front of the bar, you're not getting served. So we realized that after like 10 minutes, and we're like, okay, well, fuck. So we have to like work our way into the middle. We we finally work our way to the middle. Willie orders his drinks, and I order my drinks for Duck and me. Uh, Duck gets a vodka cran. I use the free voucher, and I want a vodka Red Bull and a water. And I'm hoping the water is free. And I can use my voucher on the vodka Red Bull. So I hand him my voucher. I'm like, hey, vodka Red Bull and a water. And he pulls out a Fiji water. So I'm like, okay, fuck, probably gonna have to pay for that. And then he tells me the drink voucher won't work on the vodka Red Bull. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it won't work on the, like, why wouldn't it work on the vodka Red Bull? And he's like, it doesn't work on the vodka Red Bull. Like, you have to pay for it. And which is weird because it's not like that's an expensive drink. You just made a vodka cran, and that I could use the thing on. Like, do you have a special list of things I can't use my free drink voucher for a free drink at the bar? So, whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. I'll use the free drink voucher on the water. Just let me pay for it. I'll just pay with my card. And he's like, okay, awesome, man. Turns around, swipes my card, types it up, gives me the receipt, puts it in a little book, drops the drink everywhere. It was really embarrassing for him. And then he makes it again, gives it to me, gives me the book, and he's like, thank you, man. And I open up the checkbook. Red Bull is actually $27 in Vegas. Well, let me tell you, buddy, you aren't too far off. Because one vodka Red Bull in that Las Vegas club was $35. $35 for one mixed drink that was probably half this size and filled with ice. Like, what the actual fuck? Like, why can't I get that for free in the first place? And like, I'm pretty sure Willie also got a drink that I think was a vodka cran, and that he just bought straight up, and that was also $35. So if they're the same price, then why couldn't I have used the free voucher on the drink? Why didn't he let me do that? And of course, another thing about Vegas is that nothing has price tags. They don't tell you the price of anything. Like the stores in the casinos, no price tags on anything. You have to go up to the people and ask them how much it is, which is just the scummiest thing in the world because everything is overpriced. That's why they don't show the fucking price tag on anything. So that was my biggest regret in Vegas. And it was too late at that point. It's like, I can't not like sign, like he's already done the thing, and whether I sign it or not doesn't fucking matter. And another scummy thing is I'm pretty sure that the receipt said gratuity included, which means that they already put the tip in, which maybe is why it was $35 and he gave himself like a $5 tip or something. But like the reason gratuity would be included is because they know no one's going to fucking pay any tips if their drinks are $35. And so another shitty thing about Vegas is that you can't really get drunk because no one wants to spend money on drinks. You can't spend money on drinks unless you're fucking big balling, which a lot of people in Vegas are, don't get me wrong, but you can like barely get drunk there. Like I was like only tipsy like once or twice, and I was definitely never drunk. It was like, But anyways, I get my $35 vodka Red Bull. I poured a little bit of my water in it when I started like drinking most of it to, make it go on a little bit longer. But eventually we find ourselves a little niche somewhere, kind of close to the front stage. We were off to like the right side of the club, so we were like overlooking the whole dance floor. We could see the whole stage, and we just started partying. We just started dancing. And we were dancing the damn night away. When we first got there, it was Andrea Botez. She was the DJ. She was doing a DJ set, which was pretty cool. But she ended like almost like only like 10, 15 minutes after we got there. And then they brought on a different DJ who just had the same logo as the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like very slightly different, which was kind of funny. Is it really a tip if it's forced and goes to the employees as their paycheck? It's really not, is it? It's really not much of a tip. And I wonder if one, I don't remember exactly if gratuity was included. I think it was. But two, I wonder how many tips they get then regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like how many tips do people not see? Like if they get the thing back and it's like, oh, $35, I also have to tip, So then they're getting more tips on top of that as well. But Anyways, we're partying, having a good time. Duck is fucking like killing it, dancing. Willie just starts talking to a random guy. Like a random guy just comes up to Willie and talks to him for like an hour. And me and Duck tried to save him. We're like, hey man, like, you want to like, come talk to us or whatever. Like, well, not that obvious, but like, we were trying to pull him away from it if he wanted to. But then Willie just went back to talking to the guy, so we're like, oh, I guess he's fine. And he's like, the guy was fine. We later told us, he's like, yeah, that guy was fine, but like, I didn't want to talk to him for like an hour. And we're like, well, we gave you an out, man. But anyways, I did walk around a little bit. I was looking for Broden, and I just couldn't find him. I just couldn't find the poor guy. I couldn't find Leslie. I couldn't find Me Young. Eventually, I found Ludwig. I was just happened to be like walking around, and he was coming down from the stage at the same time, because the stages where all like the VIPs were, like the big streamers. Like you could kind of see their like their silhouettes, and I could recognize a few of them. Like I saw, like Ted and Dream and yada yada up there. And Ludwig walked by, and it was very funny because I wouldn't have seen him otherwise. And Ludwig comes down, and he's got a drink, and he's like, yo, how's it going, man? And he comes over, and he hugs me. I'm like, oh, yo, what's up, dude? And he's very clearly like a bit tipsy at this point, and he's like, yo, so like, how's it going, man? And he starts like asking me about content. He's like, yo, what big content ideas you got coming up? And I told him about like an idea that I'm working on right now, something that you guys might know about one day. It's still months in advance, but told him about that. He was like asking me about other stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, man, like, if you ever like, want to talk about shit like that though, like, or need help with anything, just let me know, just hit me up. And I'm like, yeah, thank you, man. And then he fucking sloppy hugs me again, and then I'm like, all right, I'll let you go, man, I'll see you later. And that was the only time I saw Ludwig. uh and looking back on it, it was kind of funny because it was a little surreal, only because he didn't have his Ludwig hair, and he was like, he's buzz cutted right now, so it was like he almost seemed like just a drunk like club goer, which was kind of funny. um but yeah, we partied the rest of that night. I don't think anything eventful happened. There were actually, I saw Dan Clancy a few times. Dan Clancy was at the party, or Tom Clancy as I call him, CEO of Twitch, and of course creator of Rainbow Six Siege. I saw him a few times. He's a pretty tall guy. He's wearing like a cowboy hat. And I remember looking out into the crowd at one point, and he is directly in the middle of all these like emo and like Twitch nerd party goers, just kind of like, bobbing and like dancing with people, like with this little cowboy hat going up and down. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. And eventually Jack and Senna go up to the VIP area, and Jack comes back and he's like, yo, check this out. And he has like a picture. I think he posted it. He had like a picture of him like pogging with Dan Clancy, which was really funny, because like he's a guy you don't really expect to see there. But good old Tom Clancy seems like a good guy. A lot of people are saying he's a good CEO. A lot of people are saying that he'll be a really good CEO, and he has been a really good CEO. He he's funny. Yeah, I know he streams. I know he genuinely wants to like understand streamers. He genuinely wants to. You can tell. Because he tries to stream. He said his partner application got denied. I was a little bit like fucking did it, buddy? Like, really? Your shit got denied? Really, man? Like, I don't know about that. But also that kind of if he did, like, I think maybe he will finally see that something is wrong with that whole system, and maybe some of those people are gonna get fired finally. Because like, I'm pretty sure, like, I saw Peach Jars there too, and Peach Jars is someone very big who I'm pretty sure is still not partnered. She's like still not a partner, which is like insane, because like, again, like, she's pretty big. She's been streaming for a while. And she like can't get partner. I know a lot of people have struggled getting partner before. Like, I know they denied Logan, and Logan like absolutely qualified for partner for a while. There was also the one where he said that he got caught trying to sneak into the partner lounge, which I was like, all right, come on, man. like half of me is like, you're almost like encouraging people to try. But it was like that's pretty funny. He seems like a funny guy, and like he's actually trying. He seems like he's an out there guy. But I'd rather it be him. I'd rather it be him than someone else. Definitely rather it be him than anyone else. Um, but fellas, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you something no other streamer is going to tell you, and no other streamer has realized. Only me. I am the only one who has realized this. This is entirely Boone thought. I have a lot of these, so pay attention, all right? Write this shit down. So, around last year at this time was when gambling was banned on Twitch. We all remember this. There was a big push to ban gambling on the website after the whole Slicker situation. I made the reason I remember this is because I made a video about this that is a year old at this point, and I just watched it over. And I'm like, damn, that is such a fucking good video. Oh, here we go with the conspiracy. Oh, the conspiracy. Oh yes. Oh yes. Did Duck talk about my conspiracy? You fucking better not have. Son of a bitch, he's in on it too. I actually have two conspiracies now that I'm thinking about it, but I'll get to the second one later. First one. This time last year, they banned gambling on Twitch because of the whole like Slicker situation where he just asked every streamer and their mothers for like $3,000 and they just gave it to him for some reason and he gambled it all away. Which, I feel like I should probably try pretty soon. Oh, Jordanian! Thank you for the 2 months, man. A few more of these and you can afford a vodka cran. Have a good night. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Why is my TTS not working? That's strange. I'll have to figure that out. No way, do I only... No way I only have TTS on this one, right? I want to find that out, because that's weird. That's strange. Oh, he's also having issues? Okay, never mind then. Okay, if it's also a duck, then, I think I am using Monster, yeah. If TTS Monster is having issues, then that's why. Because I noticed that earlier, too. But thank you again, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you again. Just a few more, and I can afford a vodka cran, finally. It's drinks like that that make me long for the $10 special in the New York, New York. It's drinks like that that really bring it back for a man, or the actual well-priced drinks where I'm from. I will never take prices for granted here again. Never. I can't wait to go to the bar this weekend and get a normal drink, because it's going to feel so fucking refreshing. It is going to feel so good to just drink like a normal fucking person and not spend half my goddamn paycheck. But anyways, conspiracy time. Conspiracy. Banned gambling this time last year, whole Slicker situation, yada yada, made a video on it. Go check it out. It's probably my funniest video I've ever made. So this year, TwitchCon is in Las Vegas, while it is usually on the West Coast. And my theory is that hold on. First, and in that time, Twitch is starting to get some competition from Kick, which is a gambling website where all the gambling streamers went that is getting millions of dollars from gambling sponsorships and such. And now they're just major competition. They're taking big stars away from Twitch. So my thought was that TwitchCon was in Las Vegas so that streamers warmed up to the idea of allowing gambling back on the platform so that they can get the money from gambling sponsorships and people will be less likely to leave, along with all the other benefits of having big gambling streamers on Twitch, which is mostly money. And that's my theory. That's why it's in Vegas. Vegas is like a movie theater. Everything is so expensive. The popcorn that's slightly less expensive looks like a good deal. Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. There's one other thing to that theory that I'm forgetting, but like, also, cause like, even if you even if you're still against gambling, if people know that you gambled in Vegas during TwitchCon, at least if it's not like you have a little less of a foot to stand on. You still do, because you're not, pushing gambling to children. But if people see you gambling at TwitchCon, it's a little bit of less of a foot to stand on. So that's my conspiracy on why it was suddenly in Vegas and not on the West Coast. That's my thought. Vegas has crazy woman. So true, 7-inch king. Thank you very much. You so right about that. I think advertising gambling to children is cool and chill, actually. Finally, someone gets it. I mean, you're not going to win a gazillion dollars if you don't start them young. I mean, everyone says in the investment markets that you got to start young. And at the end of the day, gambling is an investment. Everyone knows that. The younger you put your money in, the better off you're going to be down the line. Finally, someone understands. But yeah, that's my grand conspiracy about why TwitchCon was all of a sudden in Las Vegas. So maybe that old Tom Clancy ain't as innocent as he may seem. Maybe he's a little smarter than we gave him credit for. A little bit more ruthless as a businessman. That's why Amazon put him in. He was their wackiest, most ruthless man. And maybe he was right all along. I hope it's in Kentucky next year. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hoping for an East Coast TwitchCon next year. It should be. It should be East Coast. Because when you think about it, like the majority of the United States is on the East Coast when you really think about it. Or like in the Midwest, you know, or the South Coast. And it's far easier to get to the East Coast that way. In comparison to the West Coast, where it usually is, which is definitely more like internet friendly. Like the West Coast is just way more open to like, you know, the concept of Twitch and the internet than, you know, the Rust Belt or the Deep South or just most places on the East Coast. It's seen more legitimately, you know. But I hope it is too. Because that'll be a lot better for me. Where would they have it? Miami, maybe a little Miami action. Honestly, they probably, you know where they probably have it? Austin. They'd probably have it in Austin, Texas. Why did I say Austin? I said it like I had a thick, like New York City accent right there in Austin. They'd probably have it in Austin because I don't know if you know about this, guys. There's quite a few streamers that live in Austin. Quite a few streamers live out in Austin. And, you know, I didn't know that. I had no idea. You know, I was thinking about moving to Austin. I thought that was like a unique, original idea. You know, Austin and LA, apparently they're like big streamer areas. Had no idea. Really strange, huh? People live in Austin, right? That's what I'm saying, Tipper. Like, you like streamers in Austin? Like, that's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. Middle of a desert in Texas? I mean, come on here. But apparently that's where they all want to go. I don't know. I just don't get it. But if they are going to have it like more east, it would almost certainly be in Austin. I'd put my money on Austin. I know they used to have PAX East in Boston. I don't think they would have it I don't think they'd have it there though. I don't think they'd have it in New York City either. Like, I'm just trying to think of like East Coast cities. Gotta be Probably Detroit too. Yeah, probably Detroit would do well. Maybe Cincinnati. Those are some great cities for TwitchCon. Buffalo even. Yeah. Great Twitch cities there. Austin is a selfish top galleon. Who's Austin? How do I get inside of him? I did see Austin too, and I was gonna like say hi to him, but I saw him with I saw him with someone, so I was like, I'll let him. And he was like leaving a venue, and I saw him like with a young guy, and I was like, I'll let him be. I'll let him do his thing. I won't walk up. I won't bother him right now. But Katu. All right, let's be civil here, Katu. Let's calm down. Let's be civil here. All right, I didn't even say it was a guy. All right, I didn't even say it was a guy. I did say it was a guy, didn't I? I probably said it was a guy. It wasn't a guy, actually. It could have been anyone, really. But I've been rambling for so long. I don't even remember where we are on the story. Okay, Dolce Gabbana party. We leave. We head out, and we want to go to In-N-Out, but we can't. So we decide top tier drunk food, Taco Bell. Top tier, the savior of college kids across the nation, across the damn nation. You know that a Taco Bell is going to be open when you are getting out of the club and you are getting out of the bars and you are drunk and you have no money in your wallet and you have no idea where to go. You know that 24/7 Taco Bell is open. And god damn it, is that more American than anything. It's the experience of a lifetime, baby. Chicago is the biggest convention center in the U.S. with Orlando is the next. Or I could see him doing it in Orlando too. Actually, Orlando would be a good one. Probably not Chicago though. I don't think they do it in Chicago. I don't think Chicago is hip and trendy enough. Orlando though, maybe. That's basically all Orlando exists for is like Disney World and like conventions and shit like that. Like Orlando's another big entertainment city. Um, they could absolutely do Orlando, yeah. You know, imagine streamers going to Disney World. Fucking awful traffic though. Oh yeah. I mean, they must streamers must be used to it by now. After this convention. But we decided to go to Taco Bell, and there's a place called Taco Bell Cantina that we go to. Because we hear they have crazy drinks, and we were meeting up with Simply and some of his friends. Which we met up with a couple times. I don't think I ever ended up like introducing myself to Simply because again I don't know anything about him and like we didn't really talk to each other. Unless I did, I might have. I can't remember. I don't think I did. Uh, ooh. Let's see if I can look it up. Yeah, I can. Okay. Um, went to a place called the Taco Bell Cantina. Visit Taco Bell's flagship restaurant in Las Vegas. Um, Orlando is not walkable in any sense, especially near the convention center. I imagine because it was built in like, you know, Orlando was built basically because of fucking Disney World. Uh, and they had some pretty wacky ideas about city design back in like the 50s and 60s and 70s. You know, like make them not walkable at all and only cars. America loves cars. Got to keep them cars going, baby. Woo! Let's destroy all these residential areas. Make highways. We need more 3-lane roads. Just one more lane. It's gonna fix it, guys. I swear. I swear. No one wants to walk anywhere. It's gonna be great. Uh But we had to drive, because fucking of course we did, to the Taco Bell Cantina, which is a big 2-floor Taco Bell that you can get married in. This is where they have marriages upstairs right here. This is the upstairs portion. And they got this big drink bar. And they had big, like, swirly drinks that you can get there with, like, alcohol infused. You can get alcohol at this Taco Bell. Who cares about the environment when you have cars? Yes, yes! And it's so close to the Everglades that it's like also ruining them. So it's like perfect. There's like so much more room for strip malls. It's great. They got 2 of these in Orlando too. I bet they do. I bet they do. They serve beer, a bunch of food. I'm trying to see if they have like the drink. They don't. But yeah, we go here to get some food. And this was honestly probably one of the most fun times I had. I had in Vegas because at this point, I dropped something. At this point, I'm like very tired. I'm crashing because it is very late. It is like 2 or 3, which is like 5 or 6 for me. Because again, East Coast, West Coast. Extremely fucking tired. I'm starting to crash. But I don't even want like did I even get a Baja Blast? I don't think I got anything. I think I just got another water. And we sit down outside. They got a little nice outside area. I think everyone else got like big drinks except for me and Willie. And we sit down and they start playing some bangers. I'm talking fucking like early 2000 bangers. Willie told me at some point in the trip, he's like, you know what music I love? Like early, like 2000s pop. 2000s pop music goes so fucking hard. I'm like, you are crazy for saying that. Some of it goes hard. Most of it is really bad. And then at this Taco Bell, they started playing it. And I was like, holy fuck. This shit is banging. And so we're all sitting around the table singing to the fucking Fray and shit. Like they're like playing like just a bunch of damn classics, baby. A bunch of classics. I still got them on my phone. Playing damn not Mariah Carey. What the hell's her name? I need to look it up now. Who the hell were they playing? What the fuck is her name? It's pissing me off. What is her name? What's her name? Kelly Clarkson, that's her name. Playing Kelly Clarkson, playing the Fray, playing damn fucking like a bunch of shit. Matchbox 20 and shit. And we were all like singing along, and then Jack gave me one like his Gordita Crunch Wrap or something, and it just rejuvenated me. Just completely fucking pumped me back up, and I'm like, fuck yeah, man, this is awesome. And apparently those drinks actually fucked them up a little bit. Like, they didn't taste like they had alcohol. I tasted the alcohol when I had a sip of them. But, like, Jack and Duck, they're like, there's, like, nothing in these. And after they were done with them, Duck was like, oh, fuck. Like there was something in those. Um, and as we're sitting at the table too, um, just all of a sudden, someone walks up to us and he's like, "Oh, hey guys!" And I look up and it's fucking Greasy Mac, who I have not seen. I didn't even know he was going to TwitchCon, and he just happens to also be at this fucking Taco Bell at the same time we are. And here's the picture that we took with Greasy Mac. I was so excited to see Greasy, because like I just didn't even think I was gonna see him. Like I thought I would see him at like the streamer can't meet up with everyone, but he was like doing something. So I to be frank, I kind of forgot about him, and I thought that he was like not in Vegas. And then I saw him. I was so fucking happy. I was like, oh my god, you're not looking at his nipples? Well, you should be, because oof, what a man. And here's a picture of all of us on the side that Duck took. They all got their drinks. That's Simply, Cinna, Jack, Willie, and Duck and me. All of us having a grand old time in the Taco Bell. Where did I drop that thing? I can't be concerned about that now. I can't be concerned about that. After that, we got like a big group of like a bunch of people. Another one of their friends came. What is his name? I can't remember his name for the life of me. I need to remember. I need to remember this guy's name. Twitter. I just followed him. Never mind. I don't remember his name. Simply do not remember his name. Boone not remembering commoner's name. No, he's not. He wasn't a commoner. He was just a guy I didn't watch that much, and I didn't talk to that much. So I'm forgetting his name. He said it so many times. Like I knew his name. I'm being a fool, because he was up. He was one of our only friends the whole time who was up. I'm being a fool. I'm being such a fool. But we went with not Mr. Beast size. Can't remember him. He wasn't handing out money for my surgery, so I didn't care about him, frankly. No, but a big group of us, a bunch of streamers, we all eventually walked over to a different casino, and we started gambling there, and I just crashed again. And I was like, okay, I gotta fucking go home. I'm ready to go home. And so we did. And that was the end of, day 2 for me, which was Saturday. And then comes Sunday, the only day I had tickets for the convention. We slept in for a while, eventually get up around like 12 or 1, and we head to the convention. Willie forgets his fucking like pass for the convention, and it was $100 to get another one, because again, Vegas wants to fucking scam you out of everything you had. I didn't even talk about the Taco Bell food. The fucking food was insanely expensive there too. The big spinny bottles, big cool spinny bottles, ooh, with like a bunch of alcohol in it, ooh, like fucking like $25-30 still. 2 hours and we're only on day 2. Yeah, or I was only there 3 days. Basically, I was only basically there for 3 days, and nothing happened on the 4th day. Day 3, we go to the convention. I get some donuts, some nice stuff. I walk into the convention, and literally as I'm walking in, like Duck meets with like a few people. We see Super Cat again, and almost the second I walk in, I'm like standing with Duck with like a group of like viewers, and then a big metal pipe fell on my head, and it was crazy, and my teeth came out of my mouth like a piano. It was, and everyone was laughing, and it was like a cuckoo clock and a bunch of birds flapping around my head. That was crazy. That was just an insane part. But then right after that, one of the viewers walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey, Boone, can you sign my thing, and can I get a picture with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, like fucking absolutely, man." Like, geez, thank you. And so I signed his pass he had a whole little section for Team LDS, and you'll kill him, Galleon. I can't tell you. That was absolutely not me. I would never. God, dude, you'd be too nervous to meet me. You'd see my evanescent glow. Is that even a word? It is now. I create shit. I'm always moving like that. That's why you could never come up to talk to me. Also, because metal pipes tend to randomly fall on my head, and it's dangerous for me to be around. Anyways, gotta mention how Duck wanted to get the hockey team donut. and you didn't. Oh yeah, no. Well, that was after I ordered the donuts. I already ordered the donuts, and I didn't want the the donut. It just had a chip. Again, lots of Vegas hockey pride. Like just the donut store had like a little chip, a donut with a betting gambling chip on it that had the Vegas logo, but I didn't want that donut, so I didn't get it. Um, anyways, but that was really cool. And after we took the picture, he was like, "Thank you, man." And I'm like, "No, I'm like, thank you, man." Like, oh, you were the first person to ever like ask for my autograph and ask for a picture. Like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Um, he doesn't care about the Vegas hockey team at all. I do. I do. People will think I'm a bandwagon fan, but yeah, yeah. You don't even remember the name of the hockey team, do you? Um, People think I'm a bandwagon fan, but I've been there since day one. That's what they'll never get. Have you signed my left butt cheek? I would get you kicked out so fast. Uh, the second I knew it was you. Um, Not really, but not really, not really. But shortly after I met up with Evan Gow and we started walking around, and I met Zion Cade for the first time, and that was great. He was streaming with his brother, and funny enough, almost ever I remember, if you remember, guys, when I was talking about the trip to Las Vegas for streamer camp, everyone I met was a lot shorter than I expected. And everyone's like, "Oh, Boone, you're like taller than I expected," which was I still got that a lot. I got one, I thought you were older, and two, I expected you to be, or I expected you to be shorter. I'm like, "Oh, thank you, I guess." I think people expect me to be taller or expect me to be older because I am taller. Because that's what happens in my head. Um, Introduce self as Katu. Don't give him permission because you'll be screwed. You don't know what you're giving him permission to do, buddy. Um, but I met Zion, and Zion was like a tall guy. Josh Belmar, Greasy Mac, The Veil, all pretty tall people. And I'm like, it's weird because like everyone I met before was like shorter than I expected, and now everyone here is like either the height I expected or taller. So maybe it isn't a common theme. I don't know, but I liked when I was the tall guy. I liked that personally. But I walked around the convention for a while with Evan Gow, which was cool. Duck and Willie went off to do their own thing, and I walked around with Evan Gow, and we had heard that Dream was having an open concert at the convention in like half an hour, and we were hyped to go to that. We were hyped to see Dream in concert, dude. Like you all know the meme, like the fucking like the head up and down. I'm not dabbing. The fuck, or maybe he was dabbing. I don't know. Does he make music? Hey, that's what the mask is, baby. Dream makes plenty of music. We love Dweem. We love Dweem. Uh, but we really wanted to go to that. So we were just walking around like killing some time. We went down Artist Alley, and that was really cool. Artist Alley was great. The whole venue was a lot larger than I thought it was going to be. It was a massive venue. I'll show pics of the place. I think that's the next one. Yeah, I'll show pics right now. This is when we met up with Super Cat again, Evan Gow, and me and Duck. And this was the convention center, massive convention center, absolutely huge. And it was filled out. A bunch of like Elgato. A few games were there. There's a little arcade you can go to. A bunch of like charities. There was two different stages. Lots of rooms for meet and greets. And there was Artist Alley, which was cool as hell. Bunch of mostly like anime art and like cutesier stuff. That's not really my speed. It was also the last day, so a lot of people had sold out of things. I myself was looking for the. Can you guess what aesthetic I was looking for? What kind of aesthetic in the art I was looking for? Because it wasn't anime. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you straight. It wasn't anime. It was cyberpunk. I was looking for cyberpunk, and I found one thing that was cyberpunk. It was like a picture of Johnny Silverhand. Porn? No. That's looking for cyberpunk. That was my third guess. Furry, yeah. So porn, furry, cyberpunk. Yeah, that you knocked them all off right there. That's what I was looking for. And if I could find I found all three at the same time. Actually, it was crazy. You never expect it. It was Johnny Silverhand dressed as a dog, dick deep in a fucking android. It was great. No. I literally said to Evan Gallo, I'm like, man, some of like I will look at some of this art and I'm like, this is the most degenerate thing I've ever seen, but it is so well drawn. It is crazy. Oh, I've seen that one. I'm sure you have. Uh, and he said, when I told him that, he said to me, he's like, dude, go to an anime convention, and some of those people should probably be in jail. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm never going to one of those. Almost everyone or not almost everyone, a lot of people I met this weekend, like Willie and Jack, they're like all anime creators. Like I was basically hanging out with like a bunch of anime creators for most of the weekend and like introducing myself to like other ones. Like I met two of the, what's that game called? Why the fuck? Genshin Impact. I was thinking Honkai Star Rail, made by the same people. Genshin Impact creators, and I'm like, dude, the only the only anime I've ever seen is the Cyberpunk one. So, like, can't really relate. I just thought that was funny. And there was one guy. Oh, I've met Fimple in Artist Alley. Fimple and Miss Skill Shots also. I haven't played with Fimple much, but it was cool to meet him. I also saw Solo Noah. That was the other picture that I took. This is the random picture of Evan Gao. Here, that's another. I took this picture with Solo Noah, that was really cool. And I didn't even recognize him at first. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking Noah. That's sick. Oh, I've seen that. Oh no, wait, never mind. I thought you were responding to the picture. I was like, how the fuck you seen the picture? But oh wait, hold on. I'm not even fucking showing it. Bang. Solo Noah. Bang. But so any of Willie's video yet? He used to have such good hair. I think his hair is fine. Was his hair even better? And no, I haven't seen any of Willie's videos, unfortunately. I'll maybe watch a few. I'll keep it a buck with you though. I haven't seen any of Ducks or Jack's videos either. I'll be entirely honest. Unless there were submissions for Streamer Camp, have not seen them, sadly. But because again, not. If I could post links, ooh, hey, too bad, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You don't support your coworkers? I support them with my friendship, and that's really all that matters, really. It's worth more than gold, some may say. Many say. They say, Goon, they told me, they're like, Goon, if I could gamble you all on black, I would, because I know the payout would be tremendous. The payout would be unbelievable, and I know it would hit. That's what they told me. You don't get ad revenue from friendship. True. You know what? True. we call making friends networking in the industry. All right. I wasn't making friends this weekend. I was networking. That's what you call it. You see what I'm saying? A whole $8 payout. Yes, yes. But again, as I was walking down Artist Alley, there was one guy who walked up to me. And he didn't walk up to me really. It was like as he was walking by, he like kind of like stepped in front of me, looked at my name tag, looked me up and down, and then just kept walking. And I was like, did that guy know who I was? I was like, did that guy recognize me? Like, or like, was he not sure? That was me. Sorry. It could have been you. It literally could have been. Just wasn't a fan. That's what I was thinking. It's like it was probably one of those situations where like he wasn't entirely sure it was me or someone that he knew, or it was like one of my situations where like, yeah, I know who you are, but like I don't know anything about you, so I'm not gonna fake the funk. They thought you were Goon. Oh, it must have been it. That must have been it. You're so right. You're so right. What the heck? What are you doing? What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Doing good. Am I bothering you?
I'm streaming right now, but I'll talk to you later, buddy.
My bad. I love you all.
Hello, that's my buddy there. That's my best friend right there. No. Stop right now. Ugh. We don't allow that. We don't allow that here. Can we trade? Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll convince him to stream, and I'll be more famous than us all. But oh, as I was saying, another time when I was walking around TwitchCon, someone did recognize me as Goon. There was a girl who just walked by me, and she just points at me. She's like, Goon. I look at her, I'm like, huh? And she's like, Goon. I'm like, oh, hi, yeah, what's up? And she like we just like walked by. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Like like she didn't even stop to say anything to me because I don't think she was sure either. But like those were the two times I was recognized by that girl and by the guy, which was really cool. That was actually really interesting, you know, because you know I'm fucking small fries. I'm not a fucking big guy, of course. So you know, actually having people come up to me and be like, hey man, like I'm just even saying like you know I know who you are. Like that's cool. I thought that was cool. Um, which is maybe why I should have introduced myself to more people. Maybe I don't know, but we went eventually. We go to the Dream concert. We think it is a concert. They put a little sticker on our thing, like a little purple sticker for us to go in. I don't know why they did that. And like immediately as we walk in, we met up with a Neg Neg. If you know Neg Neg, me and Evan, met up with a Neg Neg, and we went into the concert and we met up with like or like just a few people. We didn't even meet up with people. People just started coming and they saw us and they're like, "Oh, you're here for Dweem too?" And we're like, "Yeah." Um, is that a relative of Doug Doug? I didn't ask. Didn't even think to ask. No. Um, but I had known of Neg Neg before. I think he's like Evan Gao Atrioc adjacent world. I'm pretty sure. So oh the song ended again. Can you believe it? Stop. Go back. Go back. Actually, let's listen to the Taxes song. Y'all like the Taxes song? I know you like the Taxes song. Bump it up a little bit. We love taxes here. We love taxes. Um, we immediately like peeled off our stickers because we're like, oh, we can't. Like I can't be branded like this. I can't have people know I fucking came to this. And it kind of and like when you peel them off, I couldn't get like the sticky part off, so it kind of ruined it a little bit. But that's fine. Honestly, I probably should have kept it on. It's kind of funnier. Um, but we soon found out that it unfortunately was not a concert. It was just a panel. So that was really disappointing. We were like, damn, bro. I wanted him to come onto stage in the mask and then take the mask off and then sing That's What the Mask Is. That shit would have went so fucking hard. That shit would have went crazy. But no, it was just a panel. And frankly, it was like they told me I hadn't been to any other events, but they told me that it was like pretty dead in there actually. Like there is usually like way more people for events and stuff on the main stage. Um, wanted him to come on stage. Well, he did come on stage, but in the normal way, like normal people do, where he walked on stage. And he walked on stage with a few other Minecraft creators I like knew the names of but didn't actually know. And eventually we just left because Cutie said that she was doing Wine About It live. And as I was going up to do that, Duck messaged me because I told him I'd help him with some content. And he's like, yo, we can come do content now. I'm like, okay, I'll meet up with you later, Evan. And he went up to the Cutie thing. And apparently the line for that was like really fucking long, like through the hallways, like a wait to get in there, which is awesome for them. I'm sure that shit was packed. I'm sure that shit was fucking packed. Heard it was like the longest line. That's what I heard. Yeah, yeah, like wrapping around, like very long fucking line to get there. Because Cutie also made the tweet. She's like, oh, I hope we can fill out this little small conference room. Was that, was that one faded? Am I crazy? Or was my headphone just not plugged in very far? Hold on. Is that one really far in the distance? Yeah. What the fuck? Okay. We're almost done with this video. I'm gonna scoot it back a bit. Is this As I Wine About had so many issues last year. Do they have issues for TwitchCon? I don't even know. I don't know the lore, unfortunately. Um, if they had problems at TwitchCon, then yeah, definitely went better. I wish I got to see it though. I never ended up going up to see it though. What the was that was that this? I heard a I heard a noise. I swear I heard a noise. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, because I thought that was longer ago. Boone going schizo. I've always been schizo. That's what you'll learn about me. I've always has been. Um, Is the video still going? Okay, yeah, it's still going. Whatever. I'm going fucking crazy here, man. I spent too much time in Vegas. I spent fucking too much time there. I'm gonna become one of those lifeless husks. This music is also a little bit too loud. There we go. That's fine. But I was gonna film for Duck. I filmed like 2 things for him with Willie and Jack, and then we were gonna go walk around and ask people about like Genshin. Ask Genshiners Genshin questions. But the Genshin booth, there's a massive Genshin booth. It shut down like right as we were getting there, and we were like, "Fuck, we can't we can't get anyone." So I don't. He didn't really get anything apart from the things with Jack and Willie. And then we started walking around with Willie because Willie was doing a similar thing. He was just asking about anime. He would just find someone and be like, "Hey, do you know anything about anime?" And if someone answered yes, he would like ask him a question for $1, and we'd film that. That was the thing. And so we're walking around. We're like asking a few different people. there were 2 people specifically that we walked up to that like you could tell they watched anime, but Willie asked them and they're like, "Oh no, we don't watch anime. We don't watch anime." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." They walked away, and I immediately said, "I'm like, they're lying ass. Yeah, they fucking do. Like you can just you know how you can tell sometimes. Like I could fucking tell that dude could watch anime." Hi, Boone. It was nice meeting you at TwitchCon. Hey. There he is, man. There he is. Oh no. Oh no. Galleon, calm down, please. But yeah. Oh, do you have the TwitchCon? Oh, you have the little TwitchCon Las Vegas thing. I gotta figure out how to do that. But yeah, it was fucking, dude. It was fucking great meeting you too, man. Like that, like genuinely made my trip, dude. Like really. So I appreciate it, dude. I really appreciate it. I actually just got past the part where I was talking about you, or the other people as well. But we're walking around with Willie, right? And Jack's filming him, and me and Duck are just kind of along for the ride. And eventually, Willie walks up to I'm forgetting the guy's name, but it's like a big Fortnite guy that I didn't recognize either. But apparently, he's like one of the biggest Fortnite guys from back in the day. His name was like it was like a basic name. It was like Andre or something. I don't know. I think if I remember correctly, it was like an A name. But Ninja Boy, it was Ninja Blevins. You just needed the badge sign. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Galleon's fucking freaking out. Yeah, so he walks up to Ninja Blevins, and he didn't answer the question, but the woman he was with did, and after he left, like apparently this is the guy who like really helped like Duck take off too. Like he rated Duck when Duck was a Fortnite streamer, and Duck has so much lore about him that I just did not know at all. Duck has so much lore about his past. Like he used to be like I'm not gonna talk about too much of his lore because I don't know how much is public, but Duck lore goes mad deep. It goes very deep. He used to be a Fortnite guy. And this big Fortnite guy sent him like a raid with like 6,000 people, like back when Fortnite is popping off. So that's a fuck ton of people back in the day too. Duck talks about his lore sometimes. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. He used to be family friendly. I didn't even know he was family friendly when he did Fortnite. Nick A30 editor. Yeah, I did know that. I didn't know who Nick A30 was until he told me about that he was Nick A30's editor. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of him. And then I started seeing like Nick A30 clips around. I was like, that's strange. That's odd. It's always fucking listening, man. They're always fucking listening to you everywhere. I've always said this. He used to be a mafia boss in the 80s. True, actually. That's why he got around so well in Vegas. He kind of knew the ins and out of Vegas, if you know what I'm saying. He knew what was up. But he asked, Duck went up and introduced himself to the guy right after. He's like, hey man, like you really helped me out back in the day. I just want to say thanks and what's up. And then he banged him on the head with a metal pipe and he said, don't ever fucking talk to me again, Duckaja. And then he walked away. That's what happened, actually. I actually painted the Mona Lisa. Real, dude, real. Leonardo DiCaprio is in chat right now, Pog. But anyways, we walk away. Duck has a big mound on his head now with little birdies flying around it from the pipe. And so we're telling him like Jack and Duck are telling him, they're like, yo, that was like, that's like a big Fortnite guy. And Willie's like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know it either. But he's like, oh yeah, I didn't know that. And so Willie turns around and immediately walks to the next person he sees, which is Abe, which is Bubbo Abe. And I'm like, I know who this guy is. And Abe is with someone too. And Willie does not know who Abe is. And so Willie walks up to Abe and and he starts asking, he's like, oh, do you watch anime? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess, sure. Um and Willie's, and I don't know, they start like talking or something. I think oh no, Duck was saying hi to Abe because Duck knows Abe. Was he in a tank top? Of course he was in a tank top. Of course he was. And Duck says hi to Abe, and Abe's like, yeah. He's like, oh hey, what's up, Duck? And then he turns back to Willie. And he's like, all right, so what do you want? He said something like that. He's like, what do you want from me? I was like, damn, bro, that's funny as fuck. And Willie's like, oh, do you know like anime for $1 or whatever? And he didn't end up doing it, but the girl next to him ended up doing it. And then we walked away, and we're like, dude, that was Abe. Like, that was another famous person. He's like, I didn't know. Like, I straight up don't know. And that was really funny. He asked a lot of random people though, anime questions that I did not know the answers to. I know Monkey D. Luffy eats gum fruit and he can't swim. That's all I know. And he's gonna find the One Piece. He's gonna find it, guys. I swear, man. I know it's episode like 1743, but he's gonna find the One Piece, baby. He did talk about JoJo, yeah. Like he would ask like what anime someone watched, and then he would come up with a question like based off of that or something, which I don't fucking know the answer to. Never about the cyberpunk anime. Don't know what that was about. Really strange. I don't know, because obviously that's the most popular one, but the One Piece isn't real. So true and real. So true. How can there only be one piece? Wouldn't the existence of one piece insinuate the existence of a second piece? Like two pieces? I'll talk about Cyberpunk as much as I goddamn want. Doesn't there have to be two pieces? There can't just be one piece, because then it's not a piece. It's not a piece if it's just one. That doesn't make any sense. For real, bro. For real. But anyways, we leave, and we decide, me, Duck, Willie, Jack, and Cinna, we're all gonna go to a magic show that night. We're gonna go see the elusive, the illustrious Shin Lim, former winner of America's Got Talent. And at the show, he said he was like the grand champion, like he won like America's Got Talent's most talented or something. He may be the most talented man in America, apparently. I'm sorry you had to meet her. Cinna was great. Cinna was fucking great. I don't know what you mean. That's true. If One Piece, it's One Piece. It's only one whole. That's so true. Copium, she was great. But we went to see Shin Lim with he was like guesting like some Irish guy who was like a brain freak sort, not really a card trick magic guy. We went there, and the food, oddly enough, the ticket, first off, tickets were $100. Of course, it's fucking Vegas. Fuck that city. But they actually had drinks there that were like actually really worth it. Like big, tall, like slushy drinks, actually like filled with alcohol though. Like me and Duck shared one. Like Duck didn't want his whole one because it was so strong, and we shared it throughout the show. And like we were both coming out of it like a little bit tipsy, and we were like, damn, that was like actually really fucking good. Was being threatened by Senna. Guys, guys, don't tell her. Guys, please. You can't tell her. No, we just drank out of the same straw like real men, as all real men should. But we went to the show not really knowing what to expect. We walk on. You guys kissed again. We actually didn't know. Me and Duck did not kiss. No, sadly enough. Sadly enough, indirect kissing. I don't think we ever did. Unless I completely forgot one time. I'm thinking back in my head, and I'm like, maybe we did, but I don't think we did. Anyways, Shin Lim. We walk in. And it's actually a really good show. The guy who is not Shin Lim was kind of better, to be honest. He was kind of funnier. He was like the warm-up guy and the breaks guy. He would like come in between Shin Lim, and he was the one who warmed up the show. He was like a very funny guy. He would like predict a lot of things. Like he used like math to like spell out words and shit like that. I don't. What was his first trick? What was the first thing he did? I don't know. He was just like guessing what people were thinking, and then he would be right. It was stuff like that. It's just so normal for them they can't even remember. Not anymore. The love isn't the same as it used to be. The way you describe that sounded so fucking lame. I know it does. I know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of it without like talking about the show too much. But and I can't remember his first act, but he had to be there. I can't remember his first act, but I'll talk about his acts in a minute. But then Shin Lin comes out. I don't remember what the Colin's first act were, but whatever. Shin Lim comes out, and there's a packet of cards. Oh no, I remember what it was. I remember what it was because it's important now. Colin's thing. He's like he tells someone, he's like, pick a number, any number, and they write down like a big like long digit number, and they're like, okay, put this in your calculator, and everyone take out your phones, put it in your calculator, and then put it in the calculator, and then he does a few other things with numbers, like asking people for random numbers and like doing little like math thingies or something. And he's like, after this, he's like, what day was your birthday? I think he asked someone, and they tell him like the exact date of their birthday, and he like writes that down on a board, and he's like adding and subtracting shit, and he's like, all right. So if you're doing this on your calculator, I was like the only one doing it out of our group on the calculator because we just walked in and we all had food. I was the only one doing it. And so he's like, you should all have this number on your calculator. And everyone in the crowd's like, yeah, we got it. And I look down and it's just the wrong number. It's just not right. I just fucked something up. So I'm like, fuck, man. Like now the trick doesn't work. And so apparently if you like, I forget exactly what he did, but he like he added or subtracted something, and the number, like he got a bunch of random numbers from the crowd, but they still all came out to the exact time and date that the show was starting. That's what happened. He looks down, the calculator says 3. That it was actually cool. I'm describing it so fucking terribly because I really don't remember how he got there, but like he somehow did a trick that exactly got us the number of the exact start time of the show when Shin Lim was coming out, which was crazy. Then Shin Lim comes out, and he tells us to all grab a deck of cards that came with our seat. It was like on our seat, and I open up the cards. He's like, all right, now everyone it's 4 cards in a little pack, and he says, okay, everyone rip them sideways, and I rip all of mine sideways, and he's like, okay, now rip them again, rip them sideways twice. So now each card is in 4 pieces. But then I look over at Duck, and he's only ripped one of his cards up. And I'm like, oh, did I fuck up? And he's like, dude, you fucked up again. And I'm like, ugh, no, dude, I just fucking ruined this trick too. The only 2 interactive tricks of the night. I'm like, oh, I just fucking ruined both of them. So after that, I'm just like living vicariously through like other people. I'm just like watching them, seeing what they're doing. And then it turns out that I didn't do it wrong. Duck did it wrong. But I thought I did it wrong. And then I saw Duck and he did it differently. So I was like, okay, then I definitely did it wrong. But he actually did it wrong. So I'm like, fuck, I ruined it again. And then I'm just watching the other people, and eventually, like, you put one of the pieces in your pocket, and then he like randomly throws pieces over your shoulder at random, and then the only cards you're left with is the exact card that's in your pocket, and it just works for everyone. And like Willie, Cinna, and Jack are like looking down at me and Duck, and they're like, holy shit, like, did you guys get it? And somehow Duck did it wrong and he got it. There must have been random chance, but he did the trick wrong and he still got like the same card pieces. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna try it. And so I just take 2 random pieces, and they're wrong, of course. They don't fucking match. And I'm like, well, fuck, I just ruined like the fucking cool interactive trick for the night. But then Shinlin goes on with his show. No more interactive stuff, except for the parts where he calls people on stage. It's a bunch of different card tricks. He's flipping cards here and there. The cards are coming out of his mouth. His fingers are smoking. There's a card, metal pipes falling into the crowd. Metal pipes coming out of his hands. It's crazy. And then Colin eventually comes out and he does another one of his little shticks. He does another one of his shticks. Uh, and when he asks, I remember this one specifically because I was like, okay, this is a little bullshit. I feel like his were a bit bullshit. Uh, so actually, he does a trick first where like correctly predicted the words. That's like he handed someone a book and correctly predicted the exact word they were thinking of, which was crazy. Uh, but except for one person, because that person specifically chose the word he told them not to choose, so she kind of ruined it for herself, which makes me think that she wasn't a plant or it was all a big conspiracy for more plants. You know what I'm saying? To make it seem like they're not a plant, they had one person fuck up. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Ugh. Needed a tissue really quick. But then he asks us, he's like, everyone reach into your pocket and take out a receipt and pass the receipt forward. And so he was just gonna like pick on someone random with a tissue. Oh, the tissue. You're making me say tissue now. You fuck. Everyone pass the receipts forward. And everyone's like, pass them forward. And he's like, you, the one with that receipt, stand up. And the lady stands up and she reads out the receipt. And he brings another lady on stage and he sits her down in a chair and he's like, and literally what he did, like basically, there's a little bit more to it, but he just walks over to her, puts his hand on her shoulder and goes, 1, 2, 3, sleep, and then snaps in her face and she falls asleep. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm like, I'm calling that shit out right now. That is not how hypnosis works. Hypnosis does not fucking work like that. I know hypnosis does not work like that. Because I've seen hypnosis shows. I've seen people hypnotized and like he did a thing, like I know there's a hypnosis thing where like you put your fingers up like this and like he talks about them getting closer and closer. You can do it right now too. Like put your fingers up like this and if you talk about like, oh, they're getting closer and closer together and they're your muscles just really want them to touch and finally they come together. Because one, it's like muscle memory thing. Like obviously your muscles want to go towards each other. And it's also to see who has like a susceptible brain. It's all fake. That's why it's a show. Magic isn't real, guys. Not true. You're just not a believer. The cutie one? I didn't see the cutie one. Apparently a lot of people like faked it for content in that one. But I've seen it for real. They had it at my high school and some of my friends were hypnotized and it was absolutely real. Absolutely real. But hypnosis isn't really magic, I guess. Every single person faked it. Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, they're streamers. They're super self-conscious. So most of them are not going to, most of them are not going to be susceptible. Because if you don't want to be hypnotized, you won't be. That's why you do the test at first to see who can be hypnotized. There's also, like, the chat going behind them. I remember them talking about that when they did it for Cutie's event. So, anyways, I thought that was a little bullshit. But then he, like, wakes her up and there was a camera zoomed in so you could see like what was on the receipt that the lady was holding, and the hypnotized lady, without seeing the receipt, like correctly guessed the numbers that were on the receipt. And he asked the lady at one point, he's like, so where is the receipt from? I'm thinking, I think he predicted it. He might have predicted it. I think he predicted that it was from Orlando, a Target in Orlando. And the lady's like, yes, it is. It is from a Target in Orlando. And I'm like, bullshit. You're telling me some random fucker in the crowd was just carrying around a receipt from a Target in Orlando to this random ass show in Las Vegas? I'm like, how does this trick even work? Because like clearly all the receipts are going to say Las Vegas because everyone's in Las Vegas. So I that guy was a little bullshit. That guy was a little bullshit. Shin Lim seemed legit though. And we were saying the whole show, we're like, okay, we're not really gonna believe this unless one of us gets called on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all hooey. It's all whatever. And then Shin Lim comes out and he does a few more tricks and he's like, I need some people from the crowd. And he's like, so who would be like, willing to volunteer or something? I put my hand up. I think we all put our hands up. And he points and he's like, you lady in the back with the red jacket, come down, come down. And we're all looking. I'm like, I have a red flannel on. Does he mean me? And then we're like looking around, and then Cinna stands up, and he's like, yes, you, come on. And then she like walks by us and walks down on stage, and me, Jack, Willie, and Doug, we all sit up in our seats, and we're like looking at each other. We're like, holy shit! Like we got picked. Like she got fucking picked. And I tried to film her going on stage, and the concierge or like the seating lady immediately yelled at me. She's like, she's like, there's no filming. I will get security on you. I'm like, okay, my bad. Uh, Cinna is a plant, such. Well, here's the thing. Cinna went to the bathroom like 5 minutes before she was called on stage. Like 5 minutes before, and then suddenly she was called on stage. But but then they had her on stage, and they had her like Shin Lim had her write her name down on a card, and I'm like, oh, he's a fan. Oh, he watches Cinna's streams. That's awesome. But no, it's just like, a card trick. And she said afterwards, she's like, yeah, like I usually watch card tricks, and like I can tend to see like how they do it, or like a little bit of how they do it. Oh, Gaming Twitch 4 with a subscription of the tier 1 variety. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, dude. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the story. She writes down her name. He has someone else come and write down their name, and there's a bunch of card tricks with a name. And she said, like, you can usually kind of see like what's going on or how they did it, but even being like 2 feet away from him, she could not tell how most of his shit was done. Like, there was one time specifically where he's holding one of the cards behind his head like this and one by his waist, and then just like flicked his wrist, and then they were different. And then they were like the cards from the opposite place, which was insane. I will say I did see like one time, like Shinlin kind of did one of these, like he's messing with the cards on the table, and then he did like one of these, and then put his hand back. And I was like, I caught you, Shinlin. I caught you. But realistically, magic shows aren't fun if you're just trying to fucking figure it out the whole time. So I tried not to do that. But that was really cool. And then when she came back, I was like, I can't believe you were a plant. I can't fucking believe you were a plant. And the show ended like pretty shortly after that. Very good show. But like when we were walking out, we were all talking about it, and we're like, what the fuck, man? Like, we were gonna come out of this saying like, oh yeah, that was all right. Like, that was a cool show, whatever. But like once she went on stage, it was like, oh fuck. Like, holy shit, this is cool as hell. But the thing that hurt the most, guys, is that I can't believe Cinna's entire streaming career and her going to TwitchCon was all a ploy to get me to go with them to this magic show and trick me. I can't believe it. This was all for me. She's been a plant the whole time, her whole career. The longest con to trick me specifically, Goon, on this one night for this one trick so that I feel dumb. I can't believe it. Can't even believe it. Can't believe she'd do that to me. But I think that was basically the end of the night. We went back, and we could have went out to a different casino after with like a bunch of people in it. But we were just tired. I'm like, man, going to bed early sounds real nice. Gaming Twitch. And I think I'll tell you what, I think that was basically it. I was one of the last people to leave. Most people left that Monday, early in the morning. Duck's flight was actually at like 7 in the morning. So he woke up very early and left. And then he came back an hour later, and he's like, my flight got canceled. So I got the room for another night. I'm like, oh shit, that's dope. I was like, oh shit, that's dope. And good for me at least. I don't know, not for him. He just got another one in the morning. So Willie was actually the first to go. His was at like noon. And so my initial plan was I knew I was going to be like the last person in Vegas. So I was just going to like wander Vegas that day, basically on my own, because I technically did not buy this hotel room. It was Willie and Duck's. So once Willie checked out, I would just be on my own in Vegas. But now I had Duck with me because Duck was going to be the last one there. So it was actually really good because like the more I hung out with Duck that day, the more I was like, man, what the fuck would I have been doing in Vegas this whole time with like a 20-pound backpack on my back, just wandering Vegas middle of the day until 10 p.m. Like, what the fuck would I have been doing? I probably would have figured out something, but we ended up meeting up with like Sky and Logan and Gil, and then we hung out with them for a little while. That's where we got like most of our like pictures together. I went to see the Las Vegas Aces WNBA team, their victory parade. That also just happened to be at the same time. There was like a big crowd at the T-Mobile Arena. I went to see that. They were all making their speeches and popping champagne and smoking cigars. Really cool scene, actually. Very cool. I say you did that at streamer camp too. Yeah. Willie's out that way. He's out that way. You just wander around aimlessly? Yeah, basically. I do that sometimes. Yeah, maybe. I didn't go. I when I made that tweet about not going into TwitchCon with plans, like I genuinely did not have many plans. Like Friday night was a mystery. Most of Saturday was a mystery. I knew I would be going to like TwitchCon on Sunday. Sunday night was a mystery, and then the rest of the day, Monday would be a mystery. But I didn't do too much Sunday. We went to the Taco Bell Cantina for the last time, me and Duck. We saw someone getting married there. That was pretty funny. And then I had to leave. My flight was at 10, and I headed out. Said bye. Cinna and Jack had left earlier in the day, and we said bye to them. And saying bye to all the friends that you made. It's a little sad. It's a little sad. Did you guys get married? Congrats. Thank you. Yeah. Duck's a Mormon, actually. He got married. Everyone got married to Duck that weekend. It was crazy. It was a little sad, but my flight home was a 6-hour flight to Boston, and then a 6-hour layover in Boston, and then a 1-hour flight back home, and then a 2-hour flight back, or a 2-hour drive to my college hometown. So yikes, man. And I don't sleep on planes. I can't sleep on planes. So I would just powered through on the plane. I watched a movie. I was writing a script for a video. I get to Boston. I'm completely fucking tired. I'm just trying to find somewhere to try to fall asleep. I walk around the Boston airport aimlessly, as I do a lot. And I eventually found like a couch. I just put like my hat over my face. I probably got 5 minutes of sleep, and I laid there for like an hour. But other than that, just wandered around Boston, got my flight home, and by the time I got home, I stayed home for like an hour or two, and then I drove for another 2 hours. At this point, I have been up for longer than I ever have in my life. Like I don't count like the 5-second nap I had in the fucking Boston airport as like sleeping. So I have never been this tired. I drove there knowing that if I took a nap, I'd probably be more hazy on the road. So at the last like half an hour of my drive got really bad. Like I was getting like really hazy. Like it's what I imagine like the beginning stages of drunk driving is like. It was getting really hard for me to focus. Like I was like comically like shaking myself and like slapping myself to stay awake. And I was genuinely thinking of pulling over. And I'm like, dude, this is like getting like actually unsafe. But I made it back, and I immediately came home and went to sleep. And then I streamed the next day on Wednesday and told a far too long story about my experience in one of what can only be described as the worst cities in America. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Woo! Thank you. Good night. That's it. We're done. Woo! No more stream. Stream's done forever. Not really. It's so hard to sleep on planes. It is, especially for me, because again, I'm a 6-foot guy, so I'm on the taller end. So what I have to do, I didn't buy one of those neck pillows because they're too fucking expensive. And pull out table on the planes that I was at. I can like lay down on them, but I have to be like completely sideways, and then I'm like in someone's face right next to me, and it's inconvenient. It sucks. It's just bad. What? Say No, I wasn't. Oh, okay, never mind. I was thinking about something in my head. Anyways, let me see if I forgot anything in my story. Oh yeah, I said about the guy in the Boston airport. I was wearing my Cyberpunk shirt, and he just walked up to me and pointed at my shirt. And I thought I was getting in trouble because it was a guy who worked at the airport. It was a guy who worked at the airport. He just walks up and points to me. And I'm like, what's up? And then I thought he might have recognized me as Goon, so I just like, or Boone. I thought he might have recognized me as Boone, so I just like gave him like a thumbs up, and then he gives me like an awkward thumbs up and just keeps walking without saying a word. And then I realized that he liked my shirt. I was like, oh shit. Like like as he was walking by, I was like, thanks. But like, should have said something, maybe should have said something and not just walked up to me, pointed at me, and walked away. Holy ego. It wasn't even ego. It was just like, why would a guy like come up and point at me? That's why I like didn't say anything. I was like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is up? All I need is the AC blasting straight on my face. Really? Oh, that's psychopathic. Jacket on my lap and a blanket. That's so crazy. He got speechless. The shirt was so good. So true. He knew I was the real Johnny Silverhand, the real V even. Did I forget anything? We're closing that video now. We're closing that video now. What the fuck? I was checking if we fucking saw anything, man. I don't think I did. I think that was it. That was the whole story, fellas. And I expected to do something after this, but not anymore. No, sir. Is Logan even streaming? He is, but he's not doing GTA RP. So unless he's doing it later. Oh, plus first time GTA RP. Oh. So maybe, but he's playing like a Words on stream right now, so who knows? Interesting. Probably next stream I'll do GTRP because I did want to get back into it because I talked about RP a lot with Willie when I was there, and he seemed very interested in RP actually, which is cool. I wish I had seen Leslie a little bit more because I know her ass. I know her fucking ass knows when 4.0 was coming out. I know she knows when 4.0 went out. Wait, you had lunch with Duck? That's sick. That's sick, man. 10 hours of sounds interrupted by blood-curdling streams of the Halloween vibes. Blood-curdling screams, I assume you mean. No. I will not be doing that. It's almost Halloween anyways. I didn't realize it was almost Halloween. I don't have a costume yet. Maybe I go as the famous Twitch streamer. All hail Boone. But what was I thinking? I always lose my train of thought when I read you guys. It's really your fault. Do you get a fall break? Are you streaming more? Are you graduating? Are you dropping out? Yes, I'm dropping out and moving to Austin, Texas, guys. I don't think anyone's done it before. I think I'll probably be the first to do it. I'm moving to Austin, Texas, everybody. That's what this trip has really shown me. Austin, Texas. That's where we gotta be, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Yeah, I'll dress as Goon as a zombie. I dug him up. See, when you ask me all these questions, I lose my train of thought. Can't think of anything. Said you're graduating in 2 months on Duck's stream, right? Did I say that on Duck's stream? That is correct. I am graduating soon. That is true. I was talking about GTRP. That's not at all what I was talking about. All right. All right, man. We can't trash Xana too much. All right. One of Duck's IRL mini streams, probably. I probably did say that. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's pretty late, and I wonder if my buddy's still here. It's okay. I'm a Senna hate watcher. That's not okay. That's worse. That's even worse. But next stream will be Sunday. Bring your buddy in. No, no, sir. You guys, you don't need that. I won't expose. I will not do that. I do not believe. Boone hate watcher. I feel like most of my chat is a Boone hate watcher. Sunday stream, I will probably do GTA RP. That's probably what I'm planning on because I want to get back in the casino, baby. Got to get back in the casino. Anyways, I'm down $100. I was only down $100 on the weekend. I don't like gambling. I've realized I don't like gambling because I don't like when I lose money and I feel like it was not my fault. You were nicer at TwitchCon. Well, that's good. I feel like Boone hate watcher if he keeps withholding this way cooler friend from us. Fuck you. Boone, I'll kill him too, just like I killed Goon. She said not to be nice to her in person. Funny. Sunday, I want to get back in the casino. I did not make any money. I don't like gambling because I feel like when I lose, it's not my fault, and that just makes me mad. And when I win, it's like, okay, whatever. But when I lose and it's not my fault, I just like get mad because I'm like, I couldn't even do anything. It was just like random chance, and it's annoying. I don't like it. And then some people were talking about like, oh yeah, I'm down like 3K or something like that. And I'm like, dude, that's like half the money in my bank account, dude. Especially after this fucking trip. I haven't even looked at my bank account after this trip. I don't even want to. And frankly, I am going to do chargebacks on everything I did in Vegas, because I wasn't in Vegas at all. That was a dude who stole my credit card, right, guys? And now I can get all my money back, even that $35 fucking drink. I will never forget that or forgive that guy. That was goon there. That was goon. But yeah, stream Sunday. I'm done for the day. We've been going a good 3 hours. $35 drink. Yeah, you missed it earlier. I got a $35 drink by accident at one of the clubs. But I talked about that. We talked about all that. But I think, fellas, that'll be the end of the stream for me. No more taxes music. No more taxes music. But anyways, I'll be back Sunday, probably with GTRP. Maybe I'll talk to Logan, see if he wants to RP with me a little bit. Maybe we can set something up in character. Don't leave us. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be back, though. I'll be back. At blabbering. Don't I have a blabbering type emote? 7TV. I'll be the last thing we do. I swear I do. Blabbering. Is that like type of blubbering? I just got here. I'm not adding that emote. I'll add cat yap. That's the best you get. Cat yap is the best you get. No blabbering. But hey, now you have something to respond when I start inevitably talking about Cyberpunk again. So, anyways, fuckers. Anyways, I'll be back Sunday. Thank you all for coming into the stream today, guys. Thank you for the subs. Very kind of you all. Very kind of you all for the subs. And as always, just thank you for watching, man. Some cool stuff coming up as always. It's really lit a fire under my ass, this whole thing. You know, hanging out with people way more famous than I am, and like being in their circle, just like, you know, like if anything's gonna give you an imposter syndrome, it's that. So fire's under the ass now, boys. So expect streams. Don't expect me to skip them anymore. Not that I was skipping them before anyways, but again, expect no more. Oh my god. Oh my god, Cutie, it was so fun hanging out with you the whole time like we did. It was so great. Like, do you remember that time when we were like gambling? You remember that time, dude? Oh man. You are more famous, you met a fan. I suppose in a way that's true. I suppose that's true. But hey, Cutie, how's it going? I hope you had fun at TwitchCon. I heard I was gonna go up to your thing with Evan Gao, but I heard you literally had the most popping fucking event at TwitchCon. Like lines fucking here and there, dude. So I'm really happy for you. I think everyone should do it. That's what I'm saying. This stream's sponsored by gambling. I already had my child gambling section talk that I have every stream. I have a conspiracy theory about why I had a conspiracy theory about why this was all held in Vegas. I'll just say that. Maybe I'll tell you one time. But anyways, I am tired. So thank you for stopping in anyways, Cutie. And thank you all for stopping in. I appreciate it all, everyone. But I'll be back Sunday with a little bit of GTA RP. Thank you all for watching. And now I'm really blabbering. But I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.